other customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Linda Kenyon. An explosion at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training facilities killed at least 3 people. Sheriff Robert Luna speaking to the media just moments ago.
At this time, we do not know the cause of the explosion. However, the specific area has been closed off.
CBS Los Angeles reporter Rick Montanez says there are more details about the facility where this explosion occurred.
They are highly elite trained crews that will go out and do this. And so there is training that happens at this facility as well. You've got to wonder what exactly went wrong to cause something on this scale, this tragic for the LA County Sheriff's Department.
The explosion happened in a parking lot filled with sheriff patrol cars and box trucks and may have involved explosive material recovered by authorities yesterday and stored at the facility in one of those trucks outside. President Trump is signing the rescissions package passed in the House late last night. It pulls back $9 billion in federal funding. These clawbacks have hit the U.S. Agency for International Development especially hard. The now gutted agency provides food and other services overseas that come from American farmers and producers. CBS's Lana Zak is in Iowa City.
I've been speaking with farmers across the Midwest, and here's what they say was fundamentally lost in this debate about foreign aid. Foreign food aid, those cuts are actually cuts to American farmers.
There are a lot of pieces to where the food aid comes from. You know, it might be corn here, it might be rice here. It's hard to quantify exactly where it's going to go.
Investigators may have found the cause of the fire that killed 9 people at an assisted living facility in Fall River, Massachusetts. CBS's Michael Wallace has the story.
Sources say the fire may have been started by someone smoking near an oxygen tank.
We need you out. There's a huge fire.
The Fall River Police Department has released body cam videos of its officers rushing into the burning building to save residents. They kicked in doors looking for victims and carried some out. All while not wearing any masks. Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon.
That was absolutely amazing what I watched them do. That's not their job. That's not their comfort zone.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
CBS has canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He will not be replaced. Matt Belloni is with the digital media company Puck.
In 5 years, it's very doubtful that there will be any of these shows left. The economics simply does not make sense anymore.
CBS called it a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late-night television, with streaming platforms garnering most attention. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We're tracking a fatal fire in the Tacoma area. We'll give you the latest on that. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Center, we are looking pretty good. I-5 southbound coming into Seattle, probably the longest backup that we have right now. And it's not too bad. From Shoreline getting into Seattle, just kind of some off and on slowing. The Linwood to Seattle Drive is 43 minutes right now. And in the northbound direction, 39 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Renton to Bellevue on 405 is 26 minutes. Let's look at Seattle to Tacoma. That is all green on the map, 41 minutes. But I will say there is also a backup on I-5 southbound in the JBLM area, and that's backing that Tacoma to Olympia Drive up to 1 hour and 14 minutes. And I'm seeing it growing. So if you need to get south, you should probably get through before the traffic gets really thick. This report brought to you by Washington 811. If you are digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Jillian Raftery. A new report says Washington State is knowingly keeping children in homes where fentanyl is being used, and kids are dying. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports the state held a surprise hearing to warn the public about the alarming numbers.
92 children have died or nearly died so far this year, many of them in homes where the drug fentanyl is used. According to the report from the State Department of Children, Youth, and Families, that's double last year's total. Critics like foster parent and nurse Jamie Williams blame the state's Keeping Families Together Act, which errs on not removing children from their home.
For too many children, this law is not keeping families together. It is sending them to an early grave.
In an emergency hearing Thursday, DCYF said instead of changes to the law, they are recommending more services for parents. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
One person has now died after a fire at an adult family home in Midland. Central Pierce Fire and Rescue responded this morning and say 10 people were in the home when the flames broke out. Photos show the building gutted, half of it burned to ashes as smoke rises from the rubble. The cause is under investigation. Washington's first hybrid electric ferry begins passenger service this afternoon.
The Wenatchee has gone from your diesel truck to your Prius. It can now run on diesel or battery power. One of the largest boats in the fleet back on the Seattle to Bainbridge Island route, running in the number 2 position on the schedule. It will return to regular service next week. This is the first boat to be converted to hybrid power. The other 2 Jumbo Mark IIs were supposed to follow in converting, but that work has been put on hold. The conversion cost over $130 million. The boat has been out of service nearly 2 years. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
The 8-day closure at the SR 18 I-90 interchange is underway near Snoqualmie. Tonight, the Seattle shuts down all northbound lanes of I-5. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors has more on this weekend's Revive I-5 closure.
Tonight at midnight, all northbound lanes on I-5 will close at I-90 up to Northeast 45th all weekend. WashDOT needs this closure to prep the Ship Canal Bridge for long-term lane closures. When lanes reopen Monday morning, drivers will see 2 left lanes closed on the bridge. Spokesperson Tom Pierce.
We're going to repave up to about 20% of those 2 left lanes and do bridge deck repairs during our month-long lane reduction.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to warm up to 73 degrees today, 71 tomorrow, 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Happy Friday, July 18th to you. Jake Skorheim here, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hey, buddy.
Spike, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
A lot of stuff to get to.
There
It's
is.
Friday. Everybody loves Fridays around here. It's lots of fun. A lot of stuff to get to and talk about. A couple big stories. There's a few things I'm really excited to talk about today.
Garbage strike?
Garbage strike is one of them.
Sorry.
There's been some developments in that viral couple who were pictured at that Coldplay concert.
Yeah.
I guess they're not. I don't know if they are a couple, allegedly.
They're a throuple. Can we at least? That doesn't look like it from the wife's reaction.
Yeah, the wife's reaction is not good. But that viral couple who were pictured on a Coldplay kiss cam, and as it turns out, it looks like they're married to other people. That story has just continued to develop, and I think is an interesting conversation because we've now seen his family. I've seen a picture of his family.
Yeah.
What was this guy thinking? It's craziness. We'll get into all that. But first things first, lots of stories to get to. I was reading this. This report is now, what is this? Looks like this is maybe 2 days old that I was reading. But I have, this is just come in front of me, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I was kind of astounded by this. And it's a continuing story, that Air India crash, that horrible crash back on June 12th, 242 people on board. All but one person died. That one guy who walked out.
Yeah, walked away, got thrown from it, as it hit the building on the ground. And is that what the plane ripped open and he was ejected from it? Or
there was video of him walking away from the smoldering crash, and everyone was like, "Was this fake? Is he really involved in it?" And then he now told the story from his hospital bed that he woke up thinking he thought he was going to die as the plane went down. He then wakes up, realizes he's not dead, and then he struggles with his seatbelt.
Okay,
he got himself off.
Oh, he was still in the chair. Okay.
Got himself out, and then walked out. But it killed 241 people on the flight, 19 people on the ground. Just horrible. Worst air disaster in a decade. And at the time, because it's a 787 Dreamliner, at the time, you and I think Chris Sullivan were in, like the day it happened.
Yeah.
We were talking about it, going like, what is going on here? Is this just another horrible thing for Boeing?
Right.
Is this something that, are they going to have to ground all these planes now? Because it was a relatively new...
Like 2-year-old plane, right?
Yeah, I think it was, just a couple years old. What are they going to do to fix this problem? How are they going to investigate this? And now we have more information. So I was reading this Reuters story, and what it looks like... This is speculation because they don't know this for sure until all the evidence is in. But they do have the black box. And what looks like happened was the switches that control the fuel to the engines were switched off. And it looks as if they were done purposefully, switched off.
Yeah.
Now, the intention behind why somebody would switch off switches, we don't know. And it's tough to figure out, but they're still investigating. But they do say in the final moments, one pilot, they know this from the recordings that they have. Wall Street Journal has a piece on it. Reuters has a piece on it. In the final moments, one pilot was heard on the cockpit voice recorder asking the other why he cut off the fuel. The other pilot responded that he did not do so. The report said it did not identify which remarks were made by the flight's captain and which were by the first officer, nor which pilot transmitted Mayday, Mayday, Mayday just before the crash. Now, that was a couple days ago. They do now say that the pilot who was the senior pilot, the captain who was 56, they are saying, at least in the articles that I read, that he was the one that switched them off, and that the younger subordinate pilot who was 32 was the one who was asking the other pilot, like, wait a minute.
Why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
And now it raises all these questions like, okay, was this a murder-suicide situation where the pilot wanted to bring the plane down like we've seen in other flights?
Yeah.
Which is scary for anybody who ever has to fly a plane. That's, the last thing you want to think about. And I imagine it's also a situation that Boeing is thinking to themselves, well, yeah, we knew our 787 was in good shape and it didn't make any sense why 200 feet off the ground, both engines would lose power and lose fuel. So what do you think about this?
Well, it's first off a horrific accident, but given this new information, we know that it wasn't mechanical failure. We know
it doesn't seem so.
Yeah, the way the released recordings or the reported recordings say that the pilot purposefully reached over and turned off both engines' fuel intake.
1 second apart, which would be consistent with the way that they normally shut the fuel down.
And these particular switches are the kind that are protected by, I guess, barricades, metal, right?
Listen to this. This is a guy named Captain Steve Schreiber, who was on the Megyn Kelly show, and he actually was walking through. There's a lot of steps actually to switch these off because they don't want it to happen by accident.
Right. They're protected against accidentally
just
being
like
shut
you were
down.
saying. Yeah, listen to this. This is a description of how hard it would be just to accidentally shut them off.
They parsed their words a little bit. They said the fuel control switches transitioned from run to cutoff. They don't transition. Somebody has to place them there. It's a 3-step process. You have to grasp the switch, pull it up because it's spring-loaded, pull it down, and let it go. So that's only a human has to do that. And there's no known procedure that I know of at 200 feet off the ground on rotate where you would grab those switches and put them to cutoff. So either way, it was pilot error, whether it was intentional or unintentional. I think now the Wall Street Journal has kind of concluded that it's intentional, and that's no surprise.
And then again, this is you and I just speculating here.
Yeah. But when you rule out mechanical failure, as they have when they show the procedures in place, basically eliminate accidentally bumping into these things simultaneous or 1 second apart, as was done in this released information. It was whatever the motivation was. This seems to be intentional. When the co-pilot says, "Did you do that?"
Yeah, he's like, why did you shut those off? And then the question is now, did he mean to shut them off because he wanted to crash the plane, or was it just some absent-minded thing that happened because he's been, who knows? People do a lot of crazy things under stress. The guy's 56 years old. He's what's the mandatory age for retirement for pilots? Isn't it 65?
I don't know, but they do keep close physical and mental health looks. They look at these guys closely on a regular basis. Pilots are tested continuously.
Yeah, I think it's every couple of years. Yeah, but yeah, they have a lot of resources for. Although that would also depend on the pilot being pretty forthcoming about the thoughts that you're having.
Yeah.
Because you might actually find yourself in a situation where. Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Oh, and everything I've heard about that is that if you are forthcoming, you just immediately lose your job.
Are gone.
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember that local pilot who did shrooms?
Mushroom guy. I was thinking about the same thing.
And he said he was struggling mentally, but didn't report it because
didn't he try to shut the fuel?
They'll just immediately
switch
stop
off?
you from flying. Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? They should. If you're having thoughts about switching fuel things off and you're on
You
shrooms,
should be grounded.
You should be grounded. I don't know what this guy's situation was. Obviously, he's no longer with us, so we don't know, and it's going to be tough to find out. But they're going to dig into his past.
Yeah.
They're going to find out all these things. But like you were saying, Laura, if he were to report this, and he were to report to his, whoever would be in charge of this, whatever his medical, officer that he would report to, they would ground him. They would stop him from flying, I'm sure, until they did some assessment and made sure that he was okay to fly again, if ever.
Right. And like I said, we'll never know the motivation behind the decision to make this action by this pilot. But clearly, given what we know now, when you cut the fuel to both engines at the low elevation he had, there's no other outcome for this plane. It's not had it been accidental, had it been done higher up in the sky, because the other pilot tried to re-engage the fuel to the engine.
Yeah, 10 seconds later.
But it was already so low and in a descent that was inevitable that it would crash.
You're right. If they were up higher, the altitude, they would have had more time
to recover. So this was a decision made to perform this maneuver by the pilot. And like I said, we'll never know the motivation behind it. But
but we might. There are ways that they can uncover it. Like I guess never concretely, but if they do some investigation, they find out that this guy was depressed, or they find out that he had things that he had written about, or maybe he left a note or something. We don't know any of this stuff yet.
Who knows what mental issues or what kind of life issues were going on inside. And I keep seeing, and this is tangential, and I don't know if it's got no basis in any kind of information. It's not based in fact, but I keep seeing all these different ads for prescriptions. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen if suicidal thoughts, or blah blah blah, alert your doctor.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, that's a lot worse than like your bum leg that you want to fix.
Right, and
suicidal thoughts.
Who knows if this guy was on a new medication that's all of a sudden he was given these, and given Laura's revelation that you're not allowed to be honest with your mental state as they do these constant assessments of your state of mind.
Yeah, I don't think
you're grounded.
Yeah.
So it's a horrific accident.
And it's kind of a vicious cycle. You're totally right. They're not going to report it because then they're going to lose the job, and that's the thing they love to do.
The only silver lining in this is, I guess, and I don't mean to be callous, but it's got to be the folks at Boeing.
Oh, yeah.
Who are saying,
well, that's the other part that's interesting. Obviously, the investigation is still happening. They haven't released all the information yet. But Indian authorities, this is from the Reuters story, the Indian authorities gave no recommendations for actions by operators of Boeing 787 Dreamliner jets or GE engines, which to me says they know that there's not, like, think about it. If it was a switch issue, if it was an electrical issue, whatever it was, then you would be able to go to Boeing and say, hey, guys, you need to ground all these planes and fix these things immediately.
But when the door plug blew out, they grounded everything.
You're right.
So they checked everything.
And they're not doing that here.
Right.
So they must know something that they're not telling us about the pilot's, whatever mental state it was in. We don't know.
And that's the right thing to do, because if you're flying on a plane and you see an accident like this happen and you give you back your mind, are all planes subject to whatever happened here? They're ruling that out.
You know what?
They seem to be ruling that out.
It's like it's like that. I don't know why it's making me think this, but like that phrase, scratch a lie, find a thief. It trades one thing for the other in my head.
Yeah.
Where I go like, all right, I feel good that the plane's not going to have an issue and it's not automatically going to shut off mid-flight. But now I'm like scrutinizing the pilots.
Pilots can't be honest about how they feel.
Now I'm
what they're
thinking more
going
about the
through,
pilots.
the
Like, yeah,
stress
does
they're
that guy
under.
look like he's mentally with it? Is he doing okay? Like,
Yeah.
I'm making an assessment as I'm walking by, just hoping I can get a peek at him, or maybe hoping I don't see him, so I'm making a snap judgment.
Just ignorance is bliss. My pilot's fine. My pilot's in a happy place.
He's a great guy.
Happy marriage, great kids.
He's 5 years before retirement. He's been doing this job forever successfully.
Beyond competent.
He's not young, emotional. He's like he's been in the business for a while.
Oh, man.
Here's a question for you, because I didn't realize this until I was reading into this. So they have the black box. So everything they say, everything that happens, every movement made in a cockpit is recorded for just such an occasion. They don't have cameras in cockpits.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Pilots unions don't want the intrusion of cameras in a cockpit.
Really?
It's a privacy concern. They're in there for a long time. Sometimes they're in there for 10,
10, 12
15
hours. Yeah, you bet.
So they don't want the cameras in there, but everything they say is recorded.
Yeah.
So to me, the extra step, like they would be able to know if they had a camera, they'd be able to know exactly what happened, when they made the switch, who made the switch.
Interesting.
Do you think they should have cameras in cockpits?
I hadn't first of all, I didn't know they didn't.
I just assumed they were in there.
So because every sound is recorded, every statement is recorded in the black box, every technical and electrical and movement is recorded
And I can tell
in a black box.
as somebody whose job is not only recorded, but also is videoed, like we are right now, it's possible to do the job even under such scrutiny. I mean,
sure.
we don't have the same pressures as a pilot.
Right.
Like if you and I are having a mentally bad day, it's kind of just a normal day.
I just lay back and let you roll. That's what
Or vice versa.
Right.
Yeah, but
if it's your job to put the flaps down, you can't do that.
Yeah, but if it's for these pilots, so I don't have a problem with them having cameras in there. I kind of want them to have cameras in there.
Well, I kind of think if you need the complete picture when something goes horribly wrong, you want the complete picture, not to affix blame, but to like in all disasters, figure out what went wrong and eliminate the possibility of it happening in the future. And if video evidence of every pilot could find out why something tragic happened and eliminate the possibility of it happening again, I don't care if you're comfortable or not. You want to be a pilot, you're going to be on camera.
And again, I'm not arguing. I'm not like a nanny state person who wants there to be cameras in every interaction. I don't want, I'm fine with them on police. I think it's a good idea on police. It protects the police and the public.
For a similar reason.
Because it's a job with real stakes.
Yeah.
They're interacting with people in a way that could end somebody's life. So I'm happy to have that there for documentation to make sure that everything is above board. You're putting a lot of lives in people's hands when you get behind the yoke of an aircraft. And
that's how many souls are on board.
Every single
one.
Here's some of the privacy concerns that they list. I looked this up. I said, why wouldn't they want? Why do the pilots unions not want the cameras? They say misuse potential is a big one. There are fears that footage could be leaked to the media or used in court cases, causing reputational damage and emotional distress to pilots and their families. I mean, that's kind of, to me, that's kind of the cost of doing business. If you're doing the job that you need to be doing, which is flying a plane, taking off, flying, landing, I think it's worth having a camera in there. I don't have a problem with them having a camera in there.
If
you're recorded, everything's already recorded.
Yeah, everything's recorded, and if you're worried about something that you're seen doing, is going to be detrimental to your reputation or your job security.
What are we talking about here? Like, what are you doing in a cockpit? That might be a problem. Cost and complexity. Another one is cost. They say installing and maintaining cameras.
Dude, every front porch in America is under video surveillance. I think cockpits. Yeah,
absolutely.
Seriously.
Let's see. Limited investigative value. Some experts argue that existing flight data recorders and cockpit voice recorders already provide sufficient information for accident investigations.
Well, except like you pointed out, no one knows who clicked over and said. There's some ambiguity about who made what move. It records that switches were tripped or turned off.
Yeah,
but doesn't show whose fingers are on the switch.
I don't.
And
see
a voice and a sound recorder isn't going to tell you that either.
Those are the top arguments against. I don't think those are.
And the union got that through, huh?
I would. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they don't have them right now. Wow. They don't have cameras in there. Here's some arguments for basically the ones we just made, which I think are
valid.
Valid.
And again, the idea is to figure out what went wrong and make sure it never happens again. And lives are at stake. I don't care if your feelings or if your sense of job security is compromised because you're picking your nose or whatever. Whatever.
It's not like you're asking them to put a camera in a garbage truck or something. There's a viable argument that a garbage man should not be filmed at all time during the day.
That's probably solid thinking. Yeah,
because he's just emptying garbage.
Just garbage. If my can gets dropped into the can like happened last week, okay.
And if he's being recorded, he's bad mouthing. Like, I don't care. There's nobody else's life at stake except his.
Right.
But when there's all these other people, thousands. I mean, think about a pilot. How many flights does a pilot take a day?
Millions of people are in the air every day. Millions of people every day around the world.
Isn't there like 50,000 flights a day in the U.S. or something? Maybe it's not the U.S. Maybe it's 50,000 around the world.
We'll find out. I'll let you know how many souls are in the air on a daily basis.
Laura, can you look that up real fast? How many flights per day?
It's about 45,000.
In the U.S. or the world?
In the U.S.
In the U.S. Yeah, see? 45,000 just in the U.S. Put a camera in the cockpit.
Yeah, it's a horrible, tragic accident story. But with new information, it seems like accident may be being taken off the table.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much of an accident.
And we'd like to know, we need to know what exactly happened to make sure other passengers are never put in such a precarious, dangerous, and deadly situation.
Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Mount Rainier's doing some funny things.
Burping.
Also,
Rumble and burping.
PBS and NPR might lose public. No, they are going to lose
No, it's
public
done.
financing.
Well, it hadn't been signed yet, but it cleared the House and the
Did it get
Senate
signed?
to reclaim the $9 billion clawbacks. Yeah.
Just $1 billion for their public funding.
Well, that's right. The rest was foreign aid.
The rest was other
already
things.
committed foreign aid. That's right.
We can talk a little bit about that, whether or not we think that's a good idea. I bet you can guess where we come down on this.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Let's chat about it. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino.
You listen to Charlie and Manda on Seattle's Morning News every morning. What do they listen to every afternoon?
I listen to John all the time when I'm driving home, driving my kids around.
I also listen to the John Curley Show. Even by the end of the day, I still like to keep my brain active, and he's very good at doing that.
John, first of all, is hilarious. I never know where this dude is coming from.
The perfect bookends to your daily commute with KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
You're not at your house. You're at a lavish seaside estate. You're not walking the dog. You're hunting for clues in an Agatha Christie mystery. See it differently with BritBox. Stream an endlessly entertaining collection of British TV, including new original series, Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
Bit awkward, really. I think I might just have solved a murder.
And Outrageous, a scandalous true story.
Seems there's a political extremist in every family these days.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hi, it's John Curley. You know, I've been a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic since 2009, and Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. You know what's amazing, Doctor? The feelings that you have after just a couple of months. You sleep better. Your strength and vitality, it is evident that it works. It's really a mindset, though, Dr. Mixon, because a lot of people, well, this is what's supposed to happen.
Let us help you be stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, but most important, happier. I'm less impressed by how many years I might live, but how much I live during my years. You know, the option is here. Nobody's going to make you go to longevity, but the opportunity is there, and all you have to do is take advantage of it. I don't know why anybody would not want to do what we do.
And that's where Longevity Medical Clinic comes in. So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage expert. Steve, mortgage rates have been dropping this year. How could that help seniors struggling to stay in their homes?
Lower mortgage rates means seniors can now get more money from their equity with a reverse mortgage. You can pay off your existing mortgage, have extra money to help with today's high cost of living, or believe it or not, you can even buy a home with a reverse mortgage. There are many uses, and best of all, you have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey guys, it's Keith Dashafi from Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington, and we are not done celebrating 100 years of industry leadership. For a limited time, get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, or choose 60 months of 0% financing with no interest and equal payments. That's right, 100 years strong, and we're giving you more ways to save on the Pella difference. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaPNW.com. Thank you again for letting us serve you in the Northwest.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to your neighborhood Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Jillian Raftery.
A loud explosion, and next thing you know, there was just sheriff deputies on site.
3 deputies have been killed and a 4th injured in an explosion at a Los Angeles County training facility.
The largest loss of life for us as the LA County Sheriff's Department since 1857.
Sheriff Robert Luna says they were a part of an elite group with special training.
Between all 3 sworn members, they had served our community proudly for 74 years.
The investigation is ongoing, but deputies were believed to be moving unexploded ordnance in the parking lot of that facility. A federal court is blocking a Washington law that would have forced priests to share information shared with them during confessions. The preliminary injunction comes 1 week before a new law was to take effect. The court ruled the state was, quote, unable to explain why language in the bill singled out clergy and not other people who might hear a confession. Senator Patty Murray and local hospital leaders met to address the impact of healthcare cuts in our states. They spoke with KIRO News Radio's Scott Carty.
Murray says senators across the state are now suggesting they'll make changes.
I am stunned because we had time to pass those amendments and to consider them. They never offered them. And now when they face the reality of these closures, we now have this in law. The president has signed this into law.
Republican State Senator John Braun told KTTH's Jason Rantz his criticism goes back toward Democrats.
Instead of owning the damage and trying to address the damage they did to the hospital system in our state, they're claiming things that I think are patently untrue about legislation at the federal level.
Scott Carty, KIRO News Radio.
A debate over policy and inclusion sparked over crosswalks in Yakima. Since 2022, a prominent intersection has been painted with rainbow sidewalks paid for by Yakima Pride. But the Yakima Herald reports the city council has voted to end the program that allows that. Council members say they don't want to be seen as favoring any one group over the other. From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, we've got a growing backup on I-5 southbound in the South Sound, starting now from almost downtown Tacoma and then going all the way through the base area. There's nothing blocking that, just heavy traffic in that area. Now let's move up north. We've got some off and on slowing through about Edgewood and getting into Seattle. We're seeing a little bit of a backup northbound getting into downtown, but a growing backup on the southbound direction. Again, this is just volume, not any collisions that I can see. Linwood to Seattle, 49 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle on I-5, 40 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 14 minutes. Renton to Bellevue on 405 is 26 minutes. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy, 74 degrees and 71 tomorrow. 65 right now. It is 65 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, this was big news. Was this last night?
Happened last night. Actually, 1 o'clock this morning, to be honest with you.
1 a.m.?
1 a.m. Eastern time this morning.
Listen, my dad always told me that nothing good happens after. It was 11 p.m. in my house. What was it in your house?
Well, it changed.
Depending on your age?
Yeah. At first, it was 9 o'clock when I had to be in bed. Then it was 10. Then it was 11. Then it was 12. But it never got later than 12. Nothing good happens after
Nothing
midnight.
good happens after midnight.
Yeah.
Although, if this happened at 1 a.m., I won't say it's a horrible thing.
Well, okay.
PBS and NPR lose their public finance. It doesn't mean public financing. $1 billion spread out
over 2 years.
Over 2 years. It doesn't.
And funding for public broadcasting had always been issued 2 years in advance, so that the
call
stations,
that a biennium, right?
Yeah. So the stations who use this federal funding to supplement their operating budgets
they can plan
have
ahead.
chances to to plan for the future.
What do you think about this?
What do I think about? I think it's vindictive. I think it's. I don't like it, of course, because I'm a big supporter of public broadcasting, PBS, NPR, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in general.
Side note: I never support any competitors. So.
Oh, interesting. Neither does the Trump administration. Funny you should say it that way.
I'm a competition guy, so I don't want them.
Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing: I understand that the argument against the federal funding of NPR and PBS,
state-run media,
is that the direct criticisms of these groups come from President Trump, come from the Speaker of the House, come from the right side of the aisle politically, saying that they are biased and unfair.
Mm-hmm.
And not balanced in their reporting.
Mm-hmm.
Speaker Johnson went so far as to say that they ignore facts to advance a far-left agenda. I'd take issue with that, because while it's valid that they don't like what a lot of the things PBS and NPR have to say, and I get that, they do put a political spin on things, but they report on stories that are important, they deem important to their political ideology. I don't think they're ignoring facts. I think that is a baseless accusation against
but you
PBS.
Just said they report on stories that they think are important to their political ideology.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that they're not true. They're not true. Doesn't mean that they're factually inaccurate.
But if they're only reporting what they think helps their political ideology, don't you think that's a problem?
I didn't say promotes their political ideology, which arguably could be the case, but it supports it. I mean, if you're talking about,
what you said.
if you're talking about supporting people of low income who have federally assisted needs, like in the way of health care or public information, And the Congress who approved these funds and have since the 60s believe that it's valuable for this information to be put out into the public. But it's not that the only thing PBS, and I'm getting too far in the weeds.
No, I like it.
It's not like the only thing PBS and NPR sends out is politically biased or spun information.
Yeah.
They do a lot of good work that is fundamental to
Ken Burns. Well, I love Ken Burns.
Well, I mean, more like local news coverage in small towns, like the number of small market stations that are, because when you see numbers like 5% of the budget for in Seattle KUOW or 8% of KNKX, those bigger stations, metropolitan stations.
Yeah.
But when you get out into the boonies of Central Washington, Central Washington, it's 40, 50% of their operating budget.
I know this is interesting though, because it's this idea that listen to this part of this article that I was reading here. I think you read the same one probably. This is from Como News had this.
Yeah. I think I read the same piece.
This is who's this guy talking here? I have his name. He's some sort of a professor. There he is, Pete Loge.
Okay.
He said in the article, it says Corporation for Public Broadcasting established by Congress, yada yada yada. It's those local stations that will suffer if the federal money is pulled, says Pete Loge, the director of the School of Media and Public Affairs at GW, George Washington University. Mm-hmm. He says losing public broadcasting funding would devastate local stations and local communities. At the end, then goes on to say a lot of communities have also lost their newspapers in these tiny little towns. Then he says the unheralded great journalism in this country isn't happening in Washington or New York or Los Angeles. I don't really believe he believes that, but he says it. He says it's happening in Yakima, Washington. It's happening in parts of Montana people don't know. It's not Boise, Idaho. Boise matters, and public television matters in Boise, but it's Coeur d'Alene, right? It's Moscow, Idaho. Didn't we just have two massive stories out of Coeur d'Alene and Moscow? Somehow news reached us from those places?
But yes. It's funny you mention it that way, because when there's a mass murder, multiple killings, of course that story is going to get national airtime. But when somebody's like a crooked politician in Coeur d'Alene, and the only person covering it is the local PBS or NPR broadcasting station with local reporters, and these guys are going to get
He's
cut.
suggesting that they're the only game in town, but that's not true. Specifically, the towns that he names have major affiliates right in those tiny little towns. Coeur d'Alene has KHQ or all these different things. They have NBC and CBS affiliates in those tiny little towns covering local stories. So I don't see why them. Here's my thing: if they're going to lose the funding, which they've done, they've lost the funding. Yeah. How are we making it as an organization? How is NBC and CBS or any of these local, how does Fox 13 make it as an organization? It's because you do good work. People are drawn to your good work. They want to see what you have to say. You provide a value, and it's not subsidized. So I don't see so now they're just operating on the same basis that we're operating from, and we're able to do it, and we do it very successfully.
We do, but we also don't provide farm reports. We don't provide local emergency. We do provide here in this.
We do emergency signals. We do all that kind of stuff.
We don't reach Yakima. We don't reach the little towns in south central Washington.
Yakima has their own radio stations that they can listen to.
I hear you, but
I mean, I think it's a kind of a straw man argument to say there's no news that are reaching these tiny rural towns. These tiny rural towns are turning into are just addicted to NPR, which I don't think is the case.
Well, I'm not saying they're addicted to NPR, but there are places in the state, and not just this state, in rural America where big market radio doesn't get there. President Trump said that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
And they're not being told they can't be there. They can still be there.
Yeah, but they're losing their federal funding. And in the tiniest remote little outlets, you're talking about a 40% drop in operating budget with no advance notice. It's one thing if you say after this run, we're not going to fund NPR anymore. We're not going to fund PBS anymore.
Well, it's been a conversation for many months now. They've been happening for a while.
Trump's been after this since his first administration. He tried to get the funding cut for public broadcasting, but he and Johnson both just don't like the messaging. I get it that public funds shouldn't be going to.
And the messaging. I do think it does draw a lot of questions. I do think that they do seem fairly biased towards one direction. And I don't know if you're talking about you're receiving public financing. Mm-hmm. Why not just be moderate and cover all sides? Why only do it from one angle?
That's a very fair argument to make.
In NPR, Yuri Berliner, who was a longtime writer for them. Did you remember this story from a few? I think this was about a year ago. Do you remember this? Yuri Berliner, who worked for NPR, he noticed that NPR has all these people working for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did like kind of an internal review to try to find out where they actually bias. He wanted to know, like, are we actually a biased organization?
What's their ideology?
87 registered Democrats among its editors.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how many Republicans they had among their editors?
Probably 2.
0.
Okay.
So 87
2 would have been more.
2 would have been more.
I hear you.
85 to 2 is better than 87 to 0.
There's an ideological bent, obviously, to public radio.
I think that's what people are saying. If it's obvious, then don't get the funding.
Then find if their audience needs what you're providing, and you all want to hear your ideological point of view.
They'll tune in for it.
Go to your audience and get the financial assistance you need from them.
They already do. They already beg for money all the time.
They
have
do.
drives
Constantly.
And you can get like a cool calendar or something. So it's just an opportunity for you to become a bigger contributor, and then you and I don't have to be if we don't like it, which is great.
No, I hear you.
It's not our tax dollars, so I like it. All right, we got a lot more
Can I do
coming
the
up.
same thing with military operations?
I don't think that's your choice. No, I don't think they do that. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
America's favorite car show is back. It's the Good Guys 37th Griot's Garage Pacific Northwest Nationals, presented by Wicked Fabrication. July 25th through the 27th at the Washington State Fair Event Center. Over 2,500 of the Northwest's finest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Shop the Fender Big Way, a free family fun zone, great live music, Saturday night twilight cruising, and so much more. July 25th through the 27th at the Washington State Fair Event Center in Puyallup. Details at good-guys.com.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. That's 42,000 bathrooms made safer, cleaner, and more stylish. To celebrate, Bathfitter is offering payments as low as $125 a month. Custom-fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, while also removing your old setup. Every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty for total peace of mind. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today to schedule a free consultation. The special offer won't last.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Over 400 tariff-free new Kias are available now at Kia of Everett with easy lease and financing options. Experience simple, easy fun at Kia of Everett today.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Welcome back to the show. If you guys are not already enjoying us live on video, we know you're listening to our voices, which is fantastic, but did you know you can also watch live? You can stream us live on mynorthwest.com. You can also stream our video live on YouTube. You just go to YouTube, in the search bar, type in KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, and then the Jake and Spike Show live. And we get a lot of really good reactions to that. People like to see the faces associated with the voices. They're often surprised.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
I would say,
sometimes pleasantly, but not often.
Occasionally pleasantly.
Sure.
People like Laura a lot, which is nice. Yeah. And then we get some of that glow as reflected on
management was sure right about her, weren't they?
What's that?
Management was sure right about
Laura.
They
did, yes.
They really
were
got
smart.
That one right.
They said, someone needs to soften up that room.
Yeah, something's got to happen.
So check us out there, and you can be part of the conversation there as well. You can also text us, 888-973-5476. All right. We were just talking about NPR losing some funding. Doesn't mean they're going away. It just means that they have to prove they can do the job without leaning on the public crutch.
There you go.
Somebody who is going away, though, was announced last night on his show, CBS. Stephen Colbert came out, did his normal thing where he kind of turns around to the audience as if he's just realized that they're there.
Hey, hi, everybody.
And he gives them this kind of sad opening, I guess, if you're a fan of Stephen Colbert.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And yeah, I share your feelings. It's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
So The Late Show is going away.
Yep.
Kind of an institution. I guess he's the second host, right? After Letterman. Letterman did it, and then now it's Stephen Colbert.
I think that's the origin of it, when they got into the late night game.
Because it was the Late Night Wars, which were originally kind of a competition between. Have you ever read that book, by the way, Late Night Wars?
Sure.
It was
about the Jay Leno. Taking over for Carson and Conan's little interim, and then.
But there was also Letterman. Remember Letterman and
Letterman used to be later. Letterman used to be the Tonight Show and then Letterman.
Yeah.
And then they put him on the third network, had the third option for.
And there was this big competition: is it going to be Leno or Letterman that succeeds the boss? Carson, who was probably the best of all time. Who's your favorite late night host, by the way? It's got to be Carson, right?
John, probably. That's the era I was raised on. Absolutely.
I wasn't even raised in that era. I would have been the Leno Letterman era.
Yeah.
That was like when I was a child, and that would have been on. Although my parents didn't watch a ton of late night stuff, but if they were going to, it would have probably been Leno.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I enjoyed Letterman because I'm a quirky kind of comedian type guy.
Super funny.
I love quirky.
Yeah, really funny.
Yeah.
Carson, though, you can go back and watch old YouTube clips of Carson today.
Master.
It's still just
master.
The guy had something that were very special. What do you think about Stephen Colbert's Late Show being canceled?
I think it's an indicator of a much bigger situation because it comes on the fact that Donald Trump has been suing various television networks. I think he sued ABC over something George Stephanopoulos said. Then he sued CBS.
Yeah, wasn't it?
But was the editing of the Kamala Harris interview.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump filed a lawsuit against CBS. Here's the question a lot of people are asking today. It's not just me, and it's not just Democrats. The fact that CBS has a potential merger, a huge merger, because they've been struggling financially. The entertainment division struggles. CBS is being picked up by an organization called Skydance. I think
Skydance, yeah.
Skydance.
Huge,
and it's a multi-billion-dollar merger. It's got to be approved by the FCC, which is controlled by the Trump administration's FCC.
So if they don't cancel his haters, you're saying that they won't approve the merger?
Well, when Trump sued CBS, 60 Minutes in particular, and most most legal experts deemed was a pretty baseless lawsuit. He made claims that they edited this interview in a election interfering capacity.
Well,
no one felt he had a valid case, but CBS settled because, and a lot of people
I disagree about the valid case.
Well,
they did edit it. It seemed to be more favorable to Vice President Kamala Harris at the time.
Every interview is edited for time and for content. There are numerous examples of Fox News editing President Trump's interviews in the exact same capacity. My point being this: did CBS settle this lawsuit with Trump for $16 million in cash in order to maybe win favor from him for this merger? Then Stephen Colbert makes a joke last week about that sure looked like a bribe to me. A week later, he's gone. Is this another attempt by CBS to appease the Trump administration, who seems to be pretty retaliatory, to make sure their merger goes through? That's what I don't like about this. Colbert wasn't fired for content, wasn't fired for performance.
CBS says it was just a financial decision.
They're not going to say we're trying to get that merger passed. They're certainly not going to tell you that.
I mean, that would be a financial decision. That's part of that.
Really, it would be.
If you're correct.
If it's but that's.
I'm not saying that's not what's happening.
Yeah,
I don't know that it is FCC related.
Who knows?
Some merger.
But they're asking a lot of people in both entertainment and politics, and they want to know what if this was the case, if the administration is leaning on various media outlets to get either remove unfavorable coverage, jokes they don't like about the administration, or if you want this merger, give us a little something, give us $16 million here, give us $10 million there, whatever it might be.
Were you a Colbert fan?
I'm a huge Colbert fan. I think he's a brilliant wit. I think he's got a genuine good heart. I think he does great interviews.
Do you think that his show became too political? It's a tough question to answer.
I think the reason Jay Leno was always in the top, if not the top, is because he played right down the middle of the course.
Yeah.
I think that Kimmel, I think that Fallon, I think that Colbert, and Fallon not so much. Fallon does that smart down the middle kind of thing. These guys leaned heavily into be anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Interesting. All right. We got a lot more coming up next. Garbage strike continues. It's hot and stinky out there. Although it's not as hot today, so your garbage might be relaxing a little bit. Your garbage is enjoying itself a little more. The rats gnawing on your garbage stuck on the curb.
Yeah, maybe the bugs will die sooner.
Are enjoying themselves a little bit more today. They're not getting quite a sunburn on their tails. We have all that, tons more. Also, Mount Rainier. What's happening in Mount Rainier? Should you be worried? We'll hear about it when we come back. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic is your best plan for long-term well-being and personalized health care. Dr. Mixon, let me ask you a question. How long have some of your patients been working with you?
And we've got patients now that have been with us for over 20 years that are in their 90s, who came to us in their 60s. The grandparents now in their 90s are living independently. They're not on walkers, they're not on canes, they're not headed for nursing homes.
I meet people and they ask about, wow, you're in great shape. You have 12% body fat and stuff. What's the secret? I said, it's not a secret. Longevity Medical Clinic has been there for 25 years. There is no secret to the fact that if you make those small changes, you avoid avoid the big, bad, horrible stuff that most of us just think, well, this is what's supposed to happen to me.
And if you're heading downhill and you don't change your direction, you're going to continue going downhill. And what we do at Longevity is we redirect you and we take you back up the hill.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
It's a new year, but many seniors are struggling with the same old problem: high prices and rising property taxes. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, and he says a reverse mortgage may be the answer.
Many seniors cannot afford to stay in the home they love. A reverse mortgage gives them access to equity in their home without having to sell. They can pay off their mortgage if they have one, and maybe pull some extra cash out of their home, and best of all, they have no mortgage payment the rest of their life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage. The VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. 425-649-6000.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Linda Kenyon. An explosion at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training facility has killed at least 3 people. Sheriff Robert Luna called their deaths a tremendous loss.
Between all 3 sworn members, they had served our community proudly for 74 years, and that's amongst all 3 of them collectively.
CBS's Anna Schechter has details on what happened.
Material that was recovered yesterday, and potentially these 3 officials were moving the material, and while they were moving the material, it just exploded.
President Trump has signed a cryptocurrency bill into law.
Thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you.
The so-called Genius Act sets regulations for a type of cryptocurrency known as stablecoins.
You've made our dollar look really good and strong and powerful. It's good for the dollar and it's good for the country.
The president has asked his attorney general to get authorization from the court to release grand jury testimony in the Jeffrey Epstein case, a case that has roiled some of Trump's own supporters. CBS's Willie James Inman has more.
They're hoping that if you throw a dog a bone, that he'll be quiet a little bit. The MAGA world has really just exploded, I should say, in terms of reacting to the information that they had been waiting for, information on Jeffrey Epstein's clients, and some MAGA supporters of the president even calling for the ouster of the attorney general.
The largest wildfire in the country is burning in Oregon. KXL's Heather Roberts says there's no containment of what's being called the Cram Fire.
At more than 94,000 acres, Central Oregon's Cram Fire is bumping up against mega fire status, a benchmark those living in the area would rather not meet. Operations Section Chief Scott Stutzman says crews today are focused on protecting homes.
Concentrating on securing those structures within the footprint of the fire.
Hot, dry, and windy weather continue to challenge firefighters. It made a push to the south yesterday. A red flag warning remains in effect today. Heather Roberts for CBS News, Portland.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called Pope Leo today after an Israeli shell hit Gaza's only Catholic church, killing 3 people. CBS's Sabina Castelfranco has the details.
In that phone call, Pope Leo urged the Israeli Prime Minister to renew peace talks and protect places of worship. The Pope expressed his deep concern over the humanitarian crisis in the enclave and called for an immediate ceasefire. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
In addition to the 3 people killed, 10 others were injured, including a priest who developed a close friendship with the late Pope Francis. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A new report shows multiple child fentanyl deaths in our state. We'll give you all the details in just a moment. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, we're going to start in the South Sound. I-5 southbound, all the way from Lakewood through the JBLM area. We're starting to see some really heavy traffic buildup. The Tacoma to Olympia drive is now about an hour and 20 minutes. We do see that on a Friday, but there's just volume, nothing blocking. Going north, we do have a little bit of slowing on 167 southbound through Edgewood. Again, nothing blocking. 405 northbound looking pretty good, but just a lot of traffic on it for this time of day. Renton to Bellevue is 27 minutes. I-5 southbound from Linwood to Seattle, 55 minutes. In the northbound direction, Federal Way to Seattle is 40 minutes. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Jillian Raftery. A new report says Washington State is knowingly keeping children in homes where fentanyl is being used. And kids are dying. In a surprise hearing Thursday, the Department of Youth, Children, and Families revealed 92 children have died or nearly died so far this year, many of them in homes where the drug fentanyl is used. Critics like foster parent and nurse Jamie Williams blame the state's Keeping Families Together Act, which errs on not removing children from their homes.
For too many children, this law is not keeping families together. It is sending them to an early grave.
Instead of changes to the law, the DCYF is recommending more services for parents. A 76-year-old man died in a fire this morning at an adult family care home in Midland.
Investigators say the fire started just after 7 at the Little House Adult Family Care Home on 90th Street East. When firefighters arrived, the rear of the home was engulfed with residents still inside. The building was quickly evacuated, but the staff noticed a wheelchair-bound resident was unaccounted for. Here's Carly Capetto with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office.
They prioritized the backside of the home, which is where the 76-year-old male was last seen, and sadly they did find him deceased.
The Sheriff's Office was called in for the death investigation, which is routine. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A month of no fun on the roads in the Seattle area. Here's KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
Northbound I-5 for the next month is going to be severely limited. All lanes are going to be closed this weekend from I-90 to the U District. And then when you wake up and go to work on Monday, there are only going to be 2 lanes open across the Ship Canal Bridge for a month. That's half capacity. So for 32 days, the biggest road in the state of Washington is basically going to be either out of commission or at half capacity. And that is going to mess us up like something you could not believe.
Seattle entrepreneur Andrew Conrue is launching a $50 million arts initiative. Part of that is turning the old strip club, the Lusty Lady, into an art museum by 2030. Weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. High of 74 today, 71 tomorrow, and it's going to stay cloudy. It is 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. 1 hour already down, 2 to go. Very exciting stuff. Lots of stuff to get into. I saw this story, and I didn't know what to make of it, but it struck fear deep in my belly.
Oh.
Which is where fear lives.
Do tell.
An earthquake swarm. This is from the USGS. Listen to this. An earthquake swarm that started at Mount Rainier on July 8th.
Yeah, you were out of town. You were enjoying time with family.
Yeah.
And we were...
Little did I know, you guys were rocking and rolling back here.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the largest ever recorded at the volcano. This is from the article. An earthquake swarm began, blah, blah, blah. Currently, I said the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network is in the process of looking at each earthquake and identifying its location, depth, and size. This process is called locating. All right, I think we could have guessed.
Yeah, that's pretty simple stuff. Has the word swarm ever been used as a descriptive in a good situation?
Never.
Right?
No. Like
a swarm of earthquakes?
A swarm of... No, it's not a good term. It's a bad term.
You saw the
swarms for good.
You saw the 7.4 up in Alaska yesterday, right? Was it the day before? Might have been the day before.
A couple days ago, and they were worried about a tsunami.
7.4 in Alaska. See, I like that.
You like that it's not far away.
You got to let pressure off.
Oh, sure,
right?
yeah. Let a little bit out.
We're in a big ring. We're on like a fault line.
Ring of fire.
Right?
Yep.
And if things just keep building up, you had 500 little cluster swarms, whatever, up on Rainier. You have to let a little pressure go.
Listen to this.
It's like taking your belt off on Thanksgiving. Let the pressure off.
It's exactly what it's like.
Right?
Or you're going to blow. This swarm consists of hundreds of very small earthquakes, with the largest so far being a magnitude 2.4. Not massive.
No.
But it's the amount.
The rumble.
The breadth of these things.
Yes.
It's the breadth.
Largest ever recorded.
The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network has located 716 earthquakes as of 9 a.m. on July 16th. So it's 2 days ago. Lord knows how many they've had since then.
Right.
This number will increase as seismologists continue to analyze data. Listen to this. They had, at their peak, they had 41 of these earthquakes events happening per hour on the morning of July 8th. And then that number has since died down slightly. It's died down. But on average, they have nowhere near that many. They said typically earthquakes at this volcano are located at a rate of about 9 earthquakes per month. They had 41 per hour.
Per hour? That's notable.
I would say so. 716 between in a what is this? 8-day period? Exactly 8-day period. 716 earthquakes in 8 days. They normally get 9 per month. Something's going on.
Something's brewing. I'm telling you.
And it made me think of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to underline that these are just precautionary measures. We don't want to start a panic.
And on cue.
Did anybody feel that?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. Please just stay calm.
I felt that.
Why do they always ask you to stay calm?
The fastest people will live! Run for the exits! That's not a recommended strategy. Use the old people as traction! You can't say that.
I loved this movie so hard.
Dante's Peak. You bet, man.
So what's
Linda
hilarious?
Hamilton is a small town mayor looking for love.
She's great in that movie.
Right?
And Pierce Brosnan's great in everything.
He is. He really is.
He's ageless, by the way. Have you seen him recently? He looks exactly the same.
Do you feel guilty as a guy that happens for us, for our gender?
That we look pretty good?
We get better. Remember Sean Connery?
Yeah.
If you dug him up today, he'd be better looking than the day he died. It's not fair.
They did, and he does.
It's not fair.
No, it is not fair.
No. Yeah. Women 31, you're going to play the grandma in this scene. What?
Yeah.
Right? Sean Connery, you're going to be dating a 19-year-old here. That'll be fine with me. It looks perfectly good.
It's actually believable that he would date a 19-year-old because he's very suave and he's good looking. Women find him attractive at any age.
It's not our fault. Pierce Brosnan's getting the same thing. Harrison Ford. Guy's still an action hero.
He's 84 years old.
Right? Action hero.
Action hero.
Good luck with that. Let's get Helen Mirren out there in a suit of armor. See how she does. Not going to happen.
But wasn't she in a movie? Wasn't she in Red?
She's fantastic. First off, she played the mobster in that Mobland, that new little miniseries.
She's very good, but she's Does she have the same appeal as Harrison Ford?
Exactly. Time is not as kind to women when they age as it is to men. That's
Here's
all
the
I'm
other
saying.
thing.
It's not fair.
When you talk about action movies, I don't know if that's a totally fair comparison. Pierce Brosnan he spent a career playing an action guy.
True.
Helen Mirren, she didn't spend her career playing an action lady.
No.
So
it's
it's
very true.
semi-believable.
Very true. I was just trying to grab the first elder actress I could think of.
That's great, and it makes sense, and I get it. Helen Mirren's a very attractive older lady.
She really is.
If I was into older ladies and I was single, then she's a good option.
Did you ever see the movie Excalibur? I know you have.
From the 1980s?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, that's where he met Helen Mirren. She played the female, from Arthurian lore, King Arthur's
Guinevere.
court. No, she wasn't Guinevere. She was the.
Was she the Lady of the Lake?
No, she played the mother. She played the seductress. I can't remember the name, and I apologize. There goes my English professor is rolling in his grave, specifically. Anyway, that's where her and Liam Neeson met when she was in her 20s, and they lived together for years.
Helen Mirren and Liam Neeson?
Yes, he was struck by a bolt of lightning when he saw that woman.
People should look Helen Mirren up when she's young.
Should.
It's interesting, in a good way. But it made me think of Dante's Peak.
Sorry, I took that so far afield.
No, that's fine. I mean, we're talking about earthquakes.
Yeah, you want to,
But Helen Mirren is a fine addition to that conversation
Yes, she
at any
certainly
time.
is.
I was just driving through. Actually, stayed there on my way when I was in Montana recently. I was in Wallace, Idaho, which is where Dante's Peak was filmed. An adorable little town.
Is it? Yeah.
Adorable little town. They have no
Wallace-
Dante's Peak. That was all
Wallace,
movie
Idaho.
tricks.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, they filmed the mountain here, but we got no credit. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, Idaho does have its mountains, and Wallace actually is in the middle of the mountains as you're heading up into Montana. It's like 15 minutes outside of Montana, 20 minutes.
Wow,
But
cute. Oh, there it is.
have you ever been to Wallace, Idaho?
I haven't, but it's going to be on my schedule. Look at this.
Good golly, you got to get there.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
We got to cut this part out of the podcast. I don't even want people going. It's so adorable because they're going to fall in love with it. They're going to go, "This is a great place. I want to be here, and I want to buy a house
Beautiful.
here." It's very nice. But are you worried about it? Here's my question. 700, what was the number again? 716 earthquakes in 8 days.
Yeah, when they usually get 9 a year. Come on.
Here's what they say, though. Currently, this is from the USGS. And I'm astounded by this line. I
An
don't know how
initial
they can
group
say
you can
this.
trust.
Currently, there is no indication that the level of earthquake activity is cause for concern, and the alert level and color code for Mount Rainier remain at green/normal. There's nothing normal about 716 earthquakes. I'm not a seismologist, just like I'm not a geologist, and I'm not, who's the weather people again? Meteorologist,
right.
But I know when it's hot outside.
Sure.
And I know when 716 earthquakes are happening in 8 days, and you normally get 41 per month.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Yeah, that's, and and they know better than we do. You're asking, do I worry?
Don't.
Well,
they don't.
They studied.
They say they know better than we do, but why do I know that 716 earthquakes
is
cause for concern? They said there's
Well,
no
it's a lot
cause for
more.
concern. And I don't want to sound like an alarmist, but run!
And how many? Again,
Should you run?
Use the old people for traction.
Allegedly, should you run? I don't want to be held to anything. No, don't run. Don't run. Unless you feel like you need to run.
It was usually 41 a month.
Yeah.
Right, 708 days. Right, is that what it was? Roughly ballparking it? 7.5?
716 in 8 days.
In 8 days. Okay, so if you triple that's 2,100 per month.
That's a lot.
50 times.
That's a
by,
lot.
By a factor of 50.
It's 50
and
times.
you're not concerned? It's still green? What, are you renting camp spaces?
It's a great question.
You
It's
got
a
an
really
ulterior
great question.
motive? How can you not be concerned with a 50x increase in seismic activity on Rainier?
Why are you and I the only smart people out there, Spike? Why are we the only ones concerned about this? Laura, are you concerned about this? Are you concerned about Mount Rainier?
Not
What?
living in Seattle.
We couldn't have written that
If
better.
it happens, it happens. I feel like when you grow
Thank
up
you.
here,
Thank
it's
you.
just sort of like, well, what am I going to do?
It happens.
And
You know
I'm
what?
not
in
in
the hell kind of an attitude. is
I
that?
don't live in the Lahar flow zone.
Right,
you
right.
know?
By Ording, yes,
Yeah,
right.
purposefully,
There you
by
go.
the way.
There you go. Solid
intentionally.
choice. Plus
We have a
the
lot of
brutal commute
listeners
to
in
work.
Ording, and I
Yep.
care about those
They
people.
matter. They matter.
Of course they do.
You know what they need? Public radio. God, I'll bring it back. See how I brought it back?
They don't need it. They got us. Why do they need public
Look
radio?
at you for the win.
Why
Oh.
are you trying to promote public radio when we're doing
it
the
was
job?
a comedy
We're
callback.
doing it better. We're doing it for a better price. We don't ask anything of the
No, we
audience.
don't.
We
no
don't ask for your
no
money.
taxpayer dollars fund this show.
We're just giving
None.
it to you.
I love that.
And
about
it's
us.
better than anything else.
Yeah, you're right.
Ording doesn't need public
well,
radio.
Here's Laura's point. Is there cause for concern? Yes.
Yes.
At a 50x factor of seismic activities in Mountain
Yes.
Yes. Does it do any good to worry?
Yes.
No.
What
No.
am I going to do about
Yeah,
it?
what are we going to do?
Hold the top
You're
on
gonna live
the
your
mountain?
life. You're going to live your life in fear?
You're going to do what I did.
You're going to strap your water heater to the wall? Not a bad call, by the way.
I don't have a water heater. It's one of those like
You bathe
automatic
cold?
ones.
Good for you.
It's just like it doesn't have.
Oh,
any,
you got
it
one.
doesn't have
You
a
got
tank.
a tankless heater?
Yeah, it's
You
nice. It's
lucky
nice.
some and such.
I take 2-hour showers every morning. I wake up at 3 a.m. so I can shower for 2 hours.
It shows.
I'm very clean.
It shows.
No, but here's the thing. Here's what you could do, and this is why you should be worried. And this is why just maybe take a little action.
Convince me. Yeah, bring it.
When you send your kids to school, you send them often with an emergency kit, right? Just in case something happens. You send them with like a thing that has extra pants in case they make a pee-pee.
And yeah, at the beginning of the school year, you send an emergency kit. Not daily, right? It's
What's
there
the
waiting
worst
for
thing that
them.
could happen? Get yourself a little bit prepared. Get your cots. Just find out where your things are, just in case there is a big thing.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Solid advice. Sure.
Like, listen, is it the worst idea to start storing water in your bathtub for drinkability? Maybe not.
Not every day.
Not every day, but like every day when you're done taking a bath or a shower.
Yeah.
Fill it up again.
Well, no, that's a great analogy.
That might be too much.
In this economy?
Yeah.
But here's Laura's point. When you live in the hurricane belt or when you live near wildfire,
be prepared.
There's a hurricane season. There's a tornado season. There's a wildfire season.
See, but
there isn't an earthquake season. It's not like between May and September we worry a little bit more about earthquakes.
Yeah.
That's not the case. It's a daily, everyday of your life. Someday that thing's and we're all going to be running for the hills.
What you just said perfectly illustrates what the mountain wants you to think, which is to not even think about it.
Don't nothing to see here.
The mountain doesn't
Except
want
the
you to
beautiful
even
view.
worry. Exactly.
The purple mountains, majesties.
Look how pretty I am today with my snow on my cap.
They're so seductive.
I'm so good looking
like
from a
Helen Mirren.
distance. Don't worry, I'm far away. I can't harm you. I can't get to you.
Safe and beautiful. That's me.
But I'll tell you what, you got a guy like me, that mountain's not going to get me because I got 5-gallon buckets full of ready-to-eat meals.
There you go.
Ready to go.
Nice. Solid.
I got 2 bathtubs. I keep one free for showering. The other 2, I fill them with water, potable water, and I cover it with saran wrap so no bugs get in it.
Is it potable or potable? I always thought it was potable.
I always say what did I
Interesting.
say?
You said potable.
Potable?
And that may be correct. I
Laura,
always thought
what
it was
is it?
potable.
Potable or potable?
Potable.
Is it potable?
I have a lot of potable water around.
Or one you could put in pots, which would
I'm
make it
ready to
potable.
go. I have a backpack that's filled with protein bars.
There you go. Solid.
And I refresh that monthly.
Good
and
for
then I
you.
eat the old ones.
Okay. Oh, you rotate the stock. Keep
Rotate
them
them.
fresh.
Stick them
They're
in my
doing
car.
you no good if you open up after a disaster and they're turned to dust.
What happens if
Does you
I'm
no
on,
good?
and then I have an additional bag that I keep in my trunk if I'm on the road.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we do
down
that.
here at work. Because
We
if
do
that thing starts rumbling and shaking, I got to
Sure.
get to my family quick.
Right. You get the kids and then the stuff's already waiting in the car. There's a go
Yep.
bag in the car. Solid
I have
plan.
a cow catcher in 2 parts that I affix to the front of my car.
To keep the unprepared horde
So
from
I can-
blocking your path.
Exactly.
It's not for cows.
'Cause they're
They know
coming for
better.
my protein
That's
bars.
right. Cows know better. Cows are the first ones to run.
You
They know
watch a
better.
cow. Actually, here's an interesting thing about cows. Cows will tell you what's going to happen. Not audibly.
No. Can I? Okay,
Please, go ahead.
Tell you a story. You ever heard me say, "Be the buffalo"?
No.
Have you ever
heard it
given
now.
Have you ever given that analogy?
No.
Okay. Greatest advice I ever got in life. It's be the buffalo. Because there's a place.
Hairy?
What?
Just be really hairy.
No. And I'll tell you why. And I got this from an old manager of mine. It's about unpleasant tasks and taking on things that you don't want to take on. Okay. There's a place east
Good
of the
advice.
Rockies where the only place in the United States, continental U.S., where cows and buffalo cohabitate. They share grazing grounds.
Do they?
East of the Rockies. No. But they live in independent herds.
Okay.
Cows and buffaloes live on the same prairie grasslands of east of the Colorado Rockies. When huge thunderstorms come in, and you can see them coming for hundreds of miles away because the land is so vast. These thunderstorms roll in and they come big. And cows, by nature, are afraid and run from the storm.
Yeah.
Now imagine the cow herd running from a storm as the storm is chasing them. And they're running, then the storm catches them, and they're still running from the storm. And they're running now with the storm. And they continue to run while the storm catches them, hovers over, and then passes them. They're spending the most time possible under that storm.
You're right.
In the danger.
That makes sense.
Buffalo, on the other hand, when they see a storm coming in the distance, herds run into and through the storm. And they spend the least amount of time in that storm, in the danger.
Because they get through it.
They roll through it. So when you have a problem in life, rather than avoiding it, postponing it, hesitating to deal with it, you run toward that problem. You be the buffalo.
That's really good advice.
Isn't that great?
That's great advice.
I got a trophy at home.
Unless you get killed in the storm.
If you get struck by lightning.
Like in The Perfect Storm. They went head on into that storm and they all lost their lives.
That's true.
But they weren't buffalo. Imagine if they had a
Be the
buffalo
buffalo.
on
Don't be a
board.
cow.
Cows will lay down. I grew up in cow country. We have a lot of neighbors who have cows, and so cows will lay down if there's a storm because they got stuff in their knees, and they just like the pressure and all that stuff. So they just lay down if they can't escape.
Yeah,
it sounds like the area you're talking about. They have a wide range.
Right, they run from the storm. They run. They spook and they run from the storm.
But cows will often lay down. You can tell what the weather's going to look like that day if you are driving past the cows, and in the morning, if they're laying down, you better watch out. You got a storm coming.
See, but you, in preparation, like you do, you keep things ready. You got potable water.
Heck yeah.
You got a to-go bag in your car. You got one in the house. You're ready. You know, you're being the buffalo. You're preparing.
Being the buffalo.
Right? You're not waiting until the storm hits.
That's a great analogy.
Right?
I like that a lot. I'm going to start using that. I'm going to teach that to my kids. It's like one of these things. It's one of these you want to find these little things that you can grasp onto that your kids will remember for the rest of their lives.
And it plays on every aspect of life. Don't want to deal with that problem. Don't want to do that project for school. Be the buffalo.
That's such great advice.
Buffalo.
Really good advice.
I bought this trophy, this bronze buffalo head trophy, about 8 inches tall.
Like a bust?
Like a little bust, statue.
Nice.
And I had a plaque made that says "Be the Buffalo," and it says it right on there. And every once in a while, when I'm like, I have something that's been hanging over my head,
something you don't want to do, you're procrastinating
My
about.
My wife will come over and set it on my desk.
Genius.
Be the buffalo.
It's genius. Animals are very smart.
Very smarter than me.
Crows. Crows are very
get me
smart.
Started on crows.
Yeah, crows are genius. I like that. Be the buffalo. Well, speaking of running through a storm, can we talk a little bit about this? There's been further developments in that couple who was caught on that kiss cam.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
Sure, you bet.
We've now seen his family.
Yeah.
I've seen online. Here's the thing. If you're going to get caught doing something stupid, best not to let the internet find out about it.
Yeah, true that.
They behaved in a way that just ignited, like they threw gasoline on a fire. We'll talk about all of it in a second. And then I also want to discuss what this guy traded for. I don't know if it was a momentary moment of happiness. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? I don't know what his relationship is like with his wife.
Yeah.
Soon to be former wife, possibly.
No, yeah.
But I did question. I was sitting there looking at this picture of his beautiful family. All of this is a conversation.
Right. How much he had on the table.
Yeah.
For a canoodle at a Coldplay concert.
For a little squeeze.
Right.
Is it worth it?
Men out there,
like
you've probably asked yourself, put yourself in the same situation. Maybe some of you guys out there.
Also, what motivates somebody to do this?
Right.
So I think we have.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. What are you thinking? All right, we'll get into that next. We're gonna play some audio. We're actually just show you some pictures too to see what this guy gave up. Allegedly. Again, this is all speculation.
No, I don't know. I think jury's in on this one.
Feels pretty solid though. All right, we'll stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
You listen to John Curley every afternoon. What does John listen to every morning?
Here's how I start my morning. Get my pot of coffee going, and then I turn on Seattle's Morning News. I listen to Charlie and Amanda. This is how I prep for my show, because I know those guys have, hundreds of years of experience, although Amanda looks better than Charlie. I'm going to get the straight news.
Experience matters. Seattle's Morning News. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey guys, it's Keith Dashafi from Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington, and we've not done celebrating 100 years of industry leadership. For a limited time, get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, or choose 60 months of 0% financing with no interest and equal payments. That's right, 100 years strong, and we're giving you more ways to save on the Pella difference. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaPNW.com. Thank you again for letting us serve you in the Northwest.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1-ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
Every family has a story to tell. At Dunn Lumber, ours is about trust. During the Great Depression, trust was hard to come by. People were so skeptical of banks. Customers would stop by the lumberyard, put their money in an envelope, and leave it in this safe. The safe still stands today as a symbol of our most valuable asset, your trust. If there's ever anything we can do to better earn your trust, email me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building trust since 1907.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. That's 42,000 bathrooms made safer, cleaner, and more stylish. To celebrate, Bathfitter is offering payments as low as $125 a month. Custom-fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, while also removing your old setup. Every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty for total peace of mind. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Seattle Children's is leading the fight against pediatric cancer with groundbreaking immunotherapy. But research is underfunded and kids need your help. Join Safeway and say yes at checkout to donate to Immunoheroes. Let's fight cancer for all kidkind.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgartner. Senator Patty Murray and local hospital leaders met to address the impact of healthcare cuts in our state. She spoke with KIRO News Radio's Scott Carty.
Murray says senators across the state are now suggesting they'll make changes.
I am stunned because we had time to pass those amendments and to consider them. They never offered them. And now when they face the reality of these closures, we now have this in law. The president has signed this into law.
Republican State Senator John Braun told KTTH's Jason Rantz his criticism goes back toward Democrats.
Instead of owning the damage and trying to address the damage they did to the hospital system in our state, they're claiming things that I think are patently untrue about legislation at the federal level.
Scott Carty, KIRO News Radio.
A new ruling from the Washington Supreme Court could shorten prison time for some offenders. The Center Square reporting the judges can no longer use foreign convictions to increase someone's sentence range. The case involved a man convicted in Australia, then deported to Washington, where he committed similar crimes. Well, the court says only U.S. convictions can raise the maximum sentence. Supporters say it protects due process since legal standards vary by country, but critics arguing that it could let violent offenders off easier just because their past crimes happened elsewhere. An 8-day closure at the SR-18 I-90 interchange is now underway near Snoqualmie. Tonight, Seattle shutting down all northbound lanes on I-5. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors has more on this weekend's Revive I-5 closures.
Tonight at midnight, all northbound lanes on I-5 will close at I-90 up to Northeast 45th all weekend. WashDOT needs this closure to prep the Ship Canal Bridge for long-term lane closures. When lanes reopen Monday morning, drivers will see 2 left lanes closed on the bridge. Spokesperson Tom Pierce.
We're going to repave up to about 20% of those 2 left lanes and do bridge deck repairs during our month-long lane reduction.
Something to note for the next month, the express lanes will stay open in the northbound direction 24/7. Okay, Amazon is cutting jobs again, this time in its cloud division. The company confirming this week that it's laid off employees at Amazon Web Services. No official word on how many people were let go, but the Puget Sound Business Journal reporting that it's likely in the hundreds. Now, despite that news, Amazon stocks climbed today. And now for a look at some other Wall Street numbers, weekly gains for the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, but a bit of mix in the markets. The Dow at a 142-point fall to end the day. S&P 500 down just half a point. NASDAQ up 10 at closing bell. And now to traffic from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This traffic report brought to you by Fred Meyer Pharmacy. We're continuing to follow a dramatic scene in Clallam County where a tanker truck went off the roadway, US 101 in Elwha. A major slowdown in that area with a vehicle leaking petroleum into Indian Creek. There are crews on scene. They have been throughout the early afternoon. And continued ferry delays across Seattle and Edmonds. Drivers facing a 1-hour delay for that Seattle to Bainbridge ferry and also for the Edmonds to Kingston route. And right now I'm tracking just a block of red through I-5 in Seattle, a lot of that construction based. A look at travel time, Seattle to Tacoma, 50 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 57. And Tacoma to Olympia, that's the biggest slowdown on the map. Construction making that trek nearly an hour and 20 minutes. Fred Meyer Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at fredmeyer.com/payer update. And now for some weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Man, it has really been a cool down here in Seattle. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s today, but I am staring down some gray skies at the moment. A major cool down again to end the week, and that'll continue over the next few days before another heat up early next week. I'm Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. This, of course, is Coldplay. We are going to continue talking about, this is a story that has just captured everybody's attention around the world. It's so funny. You can never really tell the kind of things that are going to go viral. They tend to be things with, it's kind of a low risk for everybody who's watching it. For the 2 people involved, actually more than 2 people, there's families involved too. Right. But for the rest of us, it's easy to look at this and make a snap judgment about, but it doesn't affect our lives in any negative way. You know what I mean? It's not like a big national story about something horrific that happened.
It's not the economy.
It's not the economy. Right, it's not anything like that.
It's not global warming. It's just, well, there's some heat involved, but it's not global warming.
There is some heat involved
here. Yeah, I think it's also, it catches people's attention because it's relevant to so many people. So many people have had instances in their lives or they know someone in their lives that had infidelity. They've seen, relationships or even marriages tumble because of bad decisions.
In case somebody listening is not up to speed on this viral Coldplay moment, let me just give you a quick background. At a concert Wednesday night at Gillette Stadium in Boston, There was a kiss cam going around. It's part of the show. Chris Martin, who's the lead singer, he's on stage and he sings to this giant. It's a really cool setup, actually. There's a giant. It almost looks like a mirror on the wall.
Magic mirror. It's a big
it looks
circle.
like a magic
Yeah,
mirror. It's a
yeah,
big circle. It's kind of
good
hanging
call.
there at the end of the stadium,
Yeah.
so that the entire crowd can see, just like a kiss cam. You guys know what a kiss cam is.
Yeah.
But then the cool thing about it is Chris Martin is on stage, and a lot of his songs are love songs, and so he's singing his songs, and it almost looks like you're serenading who's ever on the screen.
Yes, and they lean into the moment.
And they usually
Yes,
lean into it, but in
yes.
this case, the couple that they highlighted, who are kind of holding each other in a loving embrace, literally one of them dives out of the camera shot.
Yeah, they immediately recoil in
She
horror.
turns around, showing
Hiding
her
her
back,
back,
so
yeah,
her
hiding
face
her
is
face.
invisible.
Yeah.
And Chris Martin pretty accurately assesses within seconds what's happening. And that's part of what made this go viral.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And somebody at the show taped that in-stadium moment.
Yes.
And posted it. And it's had over 45 million views.
Crazy.
45 million views.
Just on that one account.
Yes, that one that's been shared and spread.
But now
45 million.
I'm sure there's other
Oh my
people that
gosh.
have copied it now.
Unbelievable.
So everybody has seen this.
Yeah.
And because it's the internet, people immediately know. Ironically, you probably could use AI to do this, but you could find out, oh, who is that guy? And then AI would tell you, it's a guy who runs a company, according to all the many, many news stories that we read, but we'll say allegedly.
It's
just to
confirmed.
protect
I think
ourselves.
it's confirmed to who it is. It's pretty confirmed.
There's a guy who runs a company called Astronomer, and it's an AI company. And they're worth over $1 billion, and he's the CEO. And the woman in his embrace is his head of HR.
Yes.
But it's not his wife.
No. It's not a married couple running a small business.
It's not. And that is where the controversy is now, because we have now seen, we're not going to post pictures of this because we actually had a kind of a crisis of conscience, and we felt bad about showing the picture of the wife because she didn't do anything to deserve this attention. She doesn't want this attention.
And she's become an internet media celebrity as well because of her reaction to this.
Yeah, the wife is now. What did the wife do in reaction?
The wife had a social media account. I verified this. Had a social media account that was her full name, married and maiden names. She has since pulled the married name from her social media account. Hasn't closed. That was initially what she did. And left the comment section open, which was flooded with support for her.
Oh, I'm sure.
She has since canceled all her social media accounts because it's just become a firestorm.
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think, because I have seen, like, we're not showing the pictures of this wife, but, she's a very nice looking lady, and they appear to have 2 sons. Maybe they have more kids, but the pictures that I've seen, I've
seen numerous photos of the 4-person
four of
family.
them, yeah.
And the boys' faces are blurred out for decency.
Very happy, very healthy looking family. Their sons look like they're both in their, like late teens or early 20s. So not young, but still
young men.
Young
About
men.
to start their own lives. Yeah.
Yeah. And then their dad gets caught doing the stupidest thing you could possibly be caught doing, which is canoodling with your head of HR, which, by the way, like, if there's one job inside a company that should know better.
Seriously.
It's the HR position, right?
Right. I mean.
So why does he do this? Like, why does he trade all this? What's happening? We don't know his relationship with his wife, possibly soon to be ex-wife, but like, why does somebody risk all that? Now, here's the other question. I'm asking the question and another question at the same time. People have different kinds of marriages. It's not the marriage that I would want, but there are people who have open marriages.
Sure.
And I think that's a mistake. Personally, I think it's a bad idea, but I know that people, are free to make their own mistakes. We don't know the relationship status. I would guess, based on their reaction to being caught on the kiss camera, this is a pretty traditional person who was caught going outside of their marriage.
Yeah,
that
they both didn't look at the kiss cam and go, "Hi, Megan."
Yeah,
in unison. That,
exactly.
That gives an indication that wasn't an open marriage situation.
So, what do you think? It's tough to.
Why
speculate?
Why is he doing this?
Why would somebody do something like this?
There are a lot of different. There have been tons of studies, tons of different articles written about why men cheat, and the obvious or the most common cited reasons for infidelity, even in happy marriages. It's men seeking passion, the desire to feel desirable, a sense of complacency in a marriage or boredom in a marriage.
Yeah, so like maybe he's seeking excitement outside.
Yeah, outside. Some guys cheat because they think they can get away with it, and it's the thrill of getting away with something leads some guys to cheat.
What do you think, Laura? What do you think he'd do something like this? It seems just incredibly stupid for somebody to do something like
I'm kind of with Spike that it's a thrill. Not to be
this younger person to be like, well, they're at that age where
Yeah.
you want like a thrill, a spark,
Well,
something
to
different.
your point, but age though, midlife tends to people get bored at home.
They don't call it a midlife crisis.
It's too normal.
He's
you
well
know,
beyond
it's
midlife. I can tell. He's well beyond midlife, unless he's going to live to be 118.
no,
which I doubt.
given his behavior, so he's closer to the afterlife than he was on Tuesday.
If his wife has anything to do with it, he might be nearly there now. So you guys think he's probably just, I don't know. It's incredibly risky behavior. It seems
it's
crazy to me that he would step outside. But again, I don't know what his marriage
good.
is
That
like.
says a lot about you. That's good. Good on you.
Well, he
that
should-
speaks to who you are. And everybody that's in a committed relationship, whether it's married or just in a committed relationship, it shows just a disregard for what you have and an appreciation for what you have, a disrespect for your partner.
I've heard people argue that this is just a power move. He wants power. He wants to feel like this is a powerful thing.
Because he can. Because he's and when people suck up to people with power.
I mean,
and it feels good to be sucked up to.
Here's my question, though. Doesn't he already have enough power? He's the CEO of a possibly multi-billion-dollar AI company. I mean,
for some people, it's never enough.
Now, here's the thing.
CEOs are hungry, right?
Yeah.
Like you have
By
to be
nature,
a hungry
the
person
insatiable
to be a
need
CEO.
for more.
And to strengthen your guys' argument, he is inside the workplace. He's like hunting inside the workplace. This is his head of HR.
Yes.
This is a
someone
boss
that
move.
he hired just a few months earlier, praising to high heaven her professional skills.
The picture of their face. Do we have this? The picture of their face, Laura? When the two of them are caught on camera. It's in that
when they
article
realize
you sent
that
me,
this
from the Sun.
quiet night out.
It is just, it could not more, that's it right there. Can you make that full screen?
Yeah.
The moment that they are captured on Kiss camera and they realize what's happening, they could not look more petrified to be on camera. He looks like, holy crap, what did I just do?
And isn't that where they went wrong? If they'd have just stood there and canoodled for the 2 seconds they were on the Kiss cam at the Coldplay show, none's the wiser.
Yeah, great question.
Right? Their reaction is why Chris Martin said, "Oh, you're either having an affair or you're
right.
very shy."
Like that lady wouldn't have posted the
Right,
video
there's
that's
nothing to see
seen
there.
by 50 million people overnight.
Another Kiss cam couple, boom.
And it's always, it's like, here's your 5 seconds, and then they move on to somebody else. Give us a kiss, we move on.
Right,
No man falls to his knees and crawls away.
Seriously, he literally.
If everything is above board.
Right. But
disaster.
Their reaction was the only honest thing about the two of them. That was authentic. That was genuine.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
Which was shame and instant regret.
Yeah.
And
there's my conscience.
I think they're going to be feeling that way for a while. That's my guess.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
And the world looks on.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We got Friday favorites in just a bit, which is always fun. You can suggest your Friday favorites to us as well. Maybe we should start doing that, a fan Friday favorite. That would be interesting. And so much more. So we'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
The Mariners are back in action at T-Mobile Park, and you can be there for big moments all summer long with a Flex membership. Flex plans are perfect for fans who want the freedom to choose their games and seats as they go, while still enjoying all the perks of being a member, like saving 10% or more on tickets with no fees, unlocking access to exclusive pre-sales and year-round discounts, and so much more. Join the squad today at mariners.com/flex.
Cal Raleigh wins it in the 10th inning for the Mariners.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up.
Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up, or when you store. Start with Stable.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage expert. Steve, mortgage rates have been dropping this year. How could that help seniors struggling to stay in their homes?
Lower mortgage rates means seniors can now get more money from their equity with a reverse mortgage. You can pay off your existing mortgage, have extra money to help with today's high cost of living, or believe it or not, you can even buy a home with a reverse mortgage. There are many uses, and best of all, you have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rureka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Over 400 tariff-free new Kias are available now at Kia of Everett with easy lease and financing options. Experience simple, easy, fun at Kia of Everett today.
So why don't you speed? I've had one too many close calls on the road, and then I learned the facts.
It's dangerous to drive too fast.
It's true. 1 in 3 fatal crashes involve speeding.
Most people try to be safe, but speeding is dangerous.
You know, the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop.
The faster you drive, the harder you'd hit someone. Slower speeds save lives.
Please drive the speed limit so everyone is safe. Learn more at togetherwegetthere.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. One of the things that I love are the documentaries. I can't get enough of them. They're lots of fun. They can also be horrible and really boring. So you
it's got to be done well.
Pick good ones.
Right.
But the Titan one recently that was on Netflix was just really, really interesting to watch. Super insightful. They had audio and video that I had never seen in any of the countless hours of coverage when that whole submersible search was happening and then the aftermath.
Attention.
Yeah, and I don't know how Netflix got this, but they did.
And they had stuff like you said, we'd never seen before.
Never, ever seen. So, which got me excited because Netflix now, and it's available, I believe it went live last night, but it's available today. I know what I'm going to be watching this weekend, Balloon Boy. The saga of Balloon Boy, which everybody probably remembers, but here's a little clip for you if you don't. This is from the Netflix trailer.
A home-built UFO powered by helium.
It looks like this Jiffy Pop thing floating across the sky.
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
It's so bizarre that you want to laugh.
What is this thing?
But then it turns serious.
What if my stupid experiment kills my son?
Everyone starts covering this thing.
Incredible breaking news story.
It's worldwide. It's blowing dust. It's cooking. He said it's straight for air traffic.
This could be really bad. We all thought that once that balloon came down, this whole thing would be over.
I think it's crazy how I was 6 years old and I was able to affect the whole state of the country.
That last voice you heard there is now the grown-up version of I believe, Falcon Haney is his name. He's one of three boys in that family who became like viral stars. Not stars per se, even though I think they wanted to be stars, but they became they were everywhere. People knew who they were.
Yeah.
And what I'm really interested in is the fallout from, there was this disastrous CNN interview that they did with Wolf Blitzer right after they safely found Falcon. It was like this, everybody was happy. Oh, hey, he was never in the balloon. He was actually just hiding in the garage the whole time. And they do this interview, which went super viral, where they're all sitting there as a family, and I think Falcon was 6 at the time. And the dad, Richard Haney, is talking to Wolf Blitzer. The two of them are talking, and then Wolf Blitzer asks a question to Richard about Falcon. Why didn't he come out? If he heard all you yelling and talking and looking for him, searching for him, why didn't he come out? And then the dad kind of awkwardly turns it over to his 6-year-old son, and a 6-year-old's not going to lie. That's not their instinct to lie on national TV.
You know my mantra. 6-year-olds in yoga pants will tell you the truth. They will never lie to you.
Absolutely. And he did, and he said, "Don't you remember, Dad? We did it all for the show." And the dad, the look on the dad's face as he's just like staring at his son, and it's like a computer chip just like broke or something. And
it was like he was cheating at a Coldplay concert.
It did. You're right.
It's very similar
100%. National TV, can't get out of it. And his dad.
And the whole world was watching this interview. This was a Wolf Blitzer exclusive.
This was
with the Balloon Boy family. I mean, this was everybody wanted to know.
It's one of those watershed moments that if you didn't live through it, you don't know how big it was. Everyone was watching Balloon Boy. Everyone. In the office, everywhere. We were live on the air here as it was happening. Because it was, I think they were in Colorado at the time.
I think you're right, yeah.
But here, it was happening live, and it was on every news station.
Right.
Every news station it wasn't static, but it was just like a distant shot of this floating UFO-looking shiny homemade balloon.
It's about popcorn. It's what it looked like. It was floating around. Yeah, and there was a little kid in that.
And it was a distant enough shot because they were worried that if it got too close and they saw the kid fall out, it would be too tragic for the viewers. So it was kind of a distant shot. And then it starts losing altitude, it drops down, and it gets to a field. And one of the police officers who was chasing it in his vehicle runs over and starts grabbing at it, like an air balloon that comes down that they're trying to find.
Before it blows away again. Rescue the kid while you can.
And he grabs it, and we all cheer because he's got it. Oh, thank God. Hopefully the kid's in there, because there's speculation. Did he fall out at some point? And he's like, the kid's not in there, and everybody's hearts just sank. Right. You're like, oh my gosh, the kid's not in there. It means he fell out at some point. We just didn't see it on camera, and this poor kid and this poor family. And you realize it's all just this stupid hoax. It's going to be a great documentary. I'm obviously very excited to see it, so that's what I'll be watching tonight. I hope you guys enjoy it as well, and I'd love your reaction from it, too. We can talk about it more on Monday. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got Friday favorites. We have your text messages. It's going to be a fun hour. Stick around. Be right back.
You
You listen to The John Curley Show every afternoon. What does John listen to every morning?
I listen to Charlie and Manda, get my pot of coffee going, then turn on Seattle's Morning News, and I begin to build my show that way. And you want straight news without opinion, just giving it to you with the facts. There's only one place to go, Seattle's Morning News.
The perfect bookends to your daily commute. Seattle's Morning News and The John Curley Show on KIRO News Radio. Download the KIRO News Radio app to listen anytime.
Hey, are aches, injuries, or everyday pain slowing you down? Well, it is time to move better, feel stronger, and get back to doing what you love. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is now accepting new patients, and no referral is needed. Their expert team offers personalized hands-on care to help you recover faster and stay pain-free longer. Shannon, what is it like to see new patients walk through your doors?
Rock, it's wonderful. You know why? It's because it's an opportunity for us at IRG to make a difference in someone's lives. It's so important that when people come in, they experience engagement, coaching, teaching. We build relationships with our patients, and we want to make it easy. We all know that healthcare has a lot of what I call minutia in it. We have a concierge call center. When you call, we're going to check your authorization, verification, certification, justification. We're going to find out everything we need to know about your insurance, and we're going to make it easy for you because we want you focusing on getting better.
And all you got to do is head over to irgpt.com to find the clinic nearest you. irgpt.com.
10-time MLB All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, MLB single-season hit leader, a one-of-a-kind player.
And there it is! He's a new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Head to T-Mobile Park in August as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities kick off with a 3-day Ichiro Hall of Fame Funko Pop giveaway, Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th. On Friday, August 8th, arrive early to score a 2004 Ichiro jersey like the one he wore when he broke the MLB single-season hit record. Saturday, August 9th, will feature Ichiro's pregame number retirement ceremony, and the first 20,000 fans on Sunday the 10th will take home a replica of his Cooperstown plaque. It's going to be legendary.
On a tremendous throw by Ichiro! He threw something out of Star Wars!
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Linda Kenyon. An explosion at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department training facility has killed at least 3 deputies. Sheriff Robert Luna briefed reporters.
There were 3 sworn members who were fatally killed that were assigned to our arson
explosives detail.
KNX Radio's Steve Gregory shed some light on what happened.
There were members of the L.A. County Sheriff's Department's bomb squad, and they're members of what they call the Special Enforcement Bureau, or SEB for short, that were perhaps moving some explosives. Now, I'm not clear whether it is kind of a training situation or whether they were just moving things around. It's not clear at this point.
10 Americans who were detained in Venezuela are now en route to the United States. Senior administration officials say the Americans were freed in exchange for the return of 252 Venezuelans that the U.S. deported to El Salvador's notorious prison. Venezuela also released dozens of political prisoners and detainees as part of the prisoner swap. President Trump has signed the cryptocurrency bill known as the Genius Act into law.
So the golden age of America is upon us, and with today's signing, the future of crypto and the crypto industry, the U.S. dollar working together, because they really are hand in hand, is going to be stronger and bigger and better than ever before.
The Genius Act establishes a framework for regulating stablecoins, a type of cryptocurrency. The Education Department is releasing some frozen grant money. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
The Trump administration had withheld over $6 billion in grants, including $1.3 billion for after-school programs as part of a spending review. 10 Republican senators pushed for the funds to be released, emphasizing that they have bipartisan support and are vital to local communities.
Some of President Trump's most loyal supporters are splitting with him over releasing the Epstein files. CBS's Erica Brown has that story.
Stephen Taylor, a Trump supporter from Western Pennsylvania, says the president's base is demanding what the president promised.
We put you in office. You ran on this platform. You offered it. We didn't ask for it. And now we want it. We demand it. You know, there needs to be accountability. There needs to be justice.
Republicans on Capitol Hill are pushing for more transparency from the Trump administration on the Epstein files, advancing a resolution out of a House committee calling for the Justice Department to release more information about the case.
The president has attacked Republicans who have demanded the release of the files, saying, among other things, that they are doing the Democrats' work. Oscar-winning songwriter Alan Bergman has died. He and his wife wrote the lyrics to The Way We Were. He was 99. This is
sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
A candy theft with a really violent end. That story is still ahead. But first, from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk, this traffic report brought to you by Seattle Sports. We are looking at some big backups in Everett right now. This happening in just the past few minutes. Bumper to bumper on Highway 2 as well as 204. A crash that's blocking the right westbound lane on Highway 2. This is near Home Acres Road. And the commute continues to grow from Tacoma to Olympia. There's a lot of construction, but that commute now at 95 minutes. So something to be aware of if you're headed south. A look at some of your other travel times. Seattle to Federal Way, 38 minutes. Bellevue to South Center, 36 minutes with a little bit of congestion on I-405 through Newcastle. You can download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the very latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite sports teams.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgardner. A federal court is blocking a Washington law that would have forced priests to share information shared with them during confessions. Here's KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
A federal judge granted the preliminary injunction because lawmakers couldn't explain why language in their bill singled out clergy and not other people who might hear a confession. Last month, the Justice Department sued Washington over the law, which was designed to require a priest to report known child abuse, threatening potential jail time and fines if they didn't. The Catholic Church says they already require priests to report abuse and neglect to law enforcement and other state authorities. The injunction comes 1 week before the law was supposed to take effect. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Congressman Dan Newhouse out of Washington's 4th District is staying off the public stage for now because of safety reasons. The Spokesman Review reporting that he was advised not to hold in-person events after a man threatened to kill him and his staff. That threat came in March during a phone call to his D.C. offices. Federal agents later arrested a man from Skagit County. And investigators in Pierce County are trying to determine what started a fire in Midland that killed an elderly man. This happened at the Little House Adult Family Care Home. This is on 90th Street East. There were 9 people inside when that fire started. All but one managed to get out. A 76-year-old wheelchair-bound man was found deceased. Here's Pierce County Deputy Carly Capetto.
Many of these residents are displaced now, and so just really working with a lot of services and facilities to accommodate to them and provide for them while they kind of work through this tough time.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A bit of crosswalk contention underway in Yakima. Since 2022, a really prominent intersection has been painted with rainbow sidewalks. It was paid for by Yakima Pride. But this week, the city council voted to end the policy that allows for anything but black and white on their crosswalks. Council members say they don't want to be seen as favoring any group over another. The council also did not have a city proclamation for Pride Month this year. It's not clear if or when the rainbow paint will be scrubbed from its existing location. This is on Pendleton Way. And quite the arrest in Olympia this week. Police say that a man is facing robbery charges after he stole a bag of candy, but that's not all. He's then accused of punching an employee in the face who tried to stop him from leaving the store. And now to the weather, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. The cool down continues this afternoon. Lots of relief coming to Western Washington after several days of those heat advisories. We're staring down some cloud coverage throughout Seattle at the moment. A cloudy Saturday ahead as well. 68 in the Emerald City, 70 in Olympia, 74 in Puyallup, and Bellevue at 69. I'm Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 to go. Here we go. Lots of stuff to get to. This is fun on Fridays. We get to do our Friday favorites, talk about our favorite stories of the week. Most of them have an audio element to them, which is fun. Let's dive right in. Laura, what's your favorite story of the week that stood out to you, that made you, I don't know if it made you feel good or whatever.
The one that made me laugh the most was Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
For those who are not in the know, they're opening up arcades for adults.
For adults.
But the concept seems
flawed
because they're not serving alcohol or food.
Which is strange because they've made their entire business about serving at least food and drinks.
At least food.
Yeah, thank you.
The entire business is about pizza and like, oh, this is a place you can come hang out.
But
where a kid can be a kid.
Kid can be a kid, you bet. Entertainment.
We have some old ads that Laura pulled here.
Yes, I pulled a lot and we didn't get to play all of them.
Let's
so I
play
thought
them.
I
They're
would
fun.
take this opportunity to, let's just take a listen.
Where can a kid around? Silly. Where can he act like a clown? Silly. Oh, what a face.
I don't know why, but as I hear these now as an adult, I'm like, it's kind of creepy.
Cringe?
It's just there's something a little bit about it. It's like the voice seems aggressive.
Hey, little guy.
Hey, little kid. Come and play over here.
I got a ball pit and pizza.
All right, play these.
Sorry. I'm gonna get
Where can a kid around? Silly. Where can he act like a clown? Silly. Oh, what a face. There's just one place for a silly Billy like you. Come to Chuck E. Cheese, you can turn it loose. Make him laugh, have some fun, be a silly goose. You're a kid, shout it out. That's what we're all about.
And now for adults.
Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a kid.
Wow, he goes for it.
It sounds like you, Spike, a little
Thanks.
bit.
I didn't want to bring it up, but that was my that was my moment of glory.
That wasn't you, was it?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Your first gig.
No, but he has like a
Hey, little kid, be a kid. Yeah.
That's
Imagine
that's
if you had
exactly what it sounds
if you
like.
had dreams of being a recording star. Yeah, I'm doing some jingle work. Yeah, me and the boys got a session for this pizza parlor / video arcade chain.
Something
It's gonna be
about a
huge.
Giant rat.
There's a rat involved. Yeah, so I'm thinking, get the hair puffed up, get in there, get the spandex on.
Probably go national. Probably going to be a national.
Silly
campaign.
goose. Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Meet me in the ball pit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got this adult arcade chain they're opening up in, was it 10 cities?
It was called Chuck's.
Chuck's.
Chuck's, which actually not bad.
Chuck's
for
Arcade.
a name. Not,
You can't. Yeah, I agree with you. It would be weird if you had an arcade for adults called Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Change.
Cheeses.
Because there's no cheese. Yeah, and you don't want to call it cheeses because that's going to sound cheesy. There's kind of no great name for it. I guess Chuck's is the best of a bad option.
Well, if you're making the best of a bad situation, how did you get the loan to go? I mean, how did this get approved?
I cannot understand for the life of me. They must have done some calculation and said, all right, it's too expensive to get a liquor license for all these
Well,
places.
for sure, that's what happened. Let's just test the concept. But how do you test the concept?
Just adults playing video games?
Why would anyone go there?
Let's play another ad.
You can be young, you can be old, you can be big, you can be bold. Now at Chuck E. Cheese, you can be real cheesy.
A new Italian pizza recipe with tons of mozzarella.
You can be real juicy.
All kinds of toppings for a hungry fella.
You can be wiggly. You can be giggly. You can be a star. You can eat in a bar. You can be a man. You can be a mouse. You can be anything you want to be. At Chuck E. Cheese, it's the only one. When you're hungry for fun.
These are so creepy,
When
right?
you're hungry for fun.
Slow them down a little bit. That's a horror movie.
There is a part of me. Yeah. I am very nostalgic for these commercials when I hear these. It's like when I hear commercials for Toys R Us. Remember Toys R Us?
I don't want to grow up.
I don't want to grow up. Toys R Us kid.
You bet, man.
Jeffrey the
giraffe.
What was he? Giraffe. That's what he was. We just don't have stuff like that anymore. So I do feel like that is like they have Dave and Buster's now.
Sure.
Which is a thing.
Which is a successful thing that Chuck's trying to go after?
I guess they're trying to go after it. But I don't know why Chuck E. Cheese fell by the wayside. I guess people just decided it wasn't cool anymore. Maybe Dave and Buster's smartly just also offered something that would be fun for parents. Because you can go into Dave and Buster's and you can, this is not a Dave and Buster's ad. I'm trying to analyze why they're successful. You can go into Dave and Buster's, kids can go wild, they can play all the games. They're always like the latest, coolest games. But adults can also go into the sports bar area and you can watch giant screens and you can have a drink. But if they're going to have Chuck's Arcade that has none of that, it's just video games.
Only in, was it Missouri? Kansas City, Missouri?
There's only one, yeah.
The only one?
That has a drink element to it.
Yeah, research showed that no one would go to Missouri unless they were offered alcohol.
But the other
so that makes perfect sense.
The other 9 don't have them, so we'll see if it's successful. Those are great, though. I like playing all the ads. That's fun. Reminds me of childhood.
I found a 25-minute compilation of just back-to-back old Chuck E. Cheese ads.
Let's play those now. Go ahead.
No.
And for the next
minutes?
20 minutes. Yeah.
That would be
I picked
really
my
depressing if we did that and we had more of an
but-
audience for that. That would be depressing.
You remember GameWorks downtown?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
You guys
yeah.
remember GameWorks?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Is it even still there?
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I mean, that was the adult-themed games place. It was for all ages, of course.
I felt
Still there. It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them. Yeah, great place. I don't know if it's a great place. They're still there.
It had its moment.
It has a 4.1 rating on Google.
I remember that Chuck E. Cheese was the place for little kids.
Yes. Yeah.
GameWorks was the place that was going to be for bigger
Bigger kids.
teenagers
Yeah,
having fun.
We were adults when we went there.
Or adults.
I took the kids there, you bet.
Or really lame adults. No, just
I
kidding.
met Samuel L. Jackson there.
Shut your
swear to you,
mouth.
they were doing it. There was I forget what movie it was. There was a movie premiere, had something to do with Seattle. Samuel L. was in the movie, and they did like the movie premiere VIP event night there at GameWorks. And I just, hey, Mr. Jackson, how you doing? And then walked past, didn't stop, didn't talk. Had the backwards cap on. Yeah.
He have his Kangol hat on?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Kind of his thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was fun. But that being said, this was the leading video game arcade in Seattle.
Yeah.
And my highlight moment was a walk by from Samuel L. Jackson. Boom.
What year would that have been? Mid-90s? Because my early 2000s maybe?
Probably mid-90s.
Yeah.
I'll try to remember which movie
My
it was.
recollection was that was really hot at the time. Like late 90s, early 2000s in Seattle was the GameWorks. I remember when I was a kid, Laura wouldn't have any knowledge of this, but when I was a kid, they used to have video game spots were hot. Every small town had its own arcade. We had a nickel arcade in Snohomish, and you could go there with a fistful of nickels and you could have fun and actually play games that were not altogether lame. They were actually kind of fun. And my parents, it's now a cigar shop, or it was. I don't know what it is now. It's probably teriyaki or something. But you would go in there and you could have $2 and you'd just be playing games for an hour and a half, which was a blast.
You're describing Reno, Nevada now, by the way.
This is now Reno?
It's nickel slots.
Reno, where a kid can be a kid and disappear.
Where one paycheck can last all weekend.
Yeah.
Reno, Nevada.
All right. Spike, I think we've spent enough time on Chucky Entertainment Cheese.
My favorite story of the week happened. You weren't back yet. You were still enjoying your family vacation Monday. It was the day after the 40th anniversary of Live Aid, 1985's two-continent benefit concert to benefit the famine in Ethiopia.
Sure.
And I had we grabbed some audio from that. Probably the most famous bit of audio of
Queen?
all time. Yes.
I wasn't even here, and I knew that must have been the audio.
Yeah. What else would you pull? Do you have,
So on that little short mic, right?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Guarantee you some eye rolls in the crowd at this point.
All right. 85,000 in the palm of his hand.
Yeah. No,
12 million people watching around the world. The reason I brought it up this week is there's a 4-part series, documentary series on CNN running. It runs Sunday night. The first episode was Sunday night about
Live Aid.
Live Aid, when rock and roll took on the world. Is the storyline behind these four episodes? And last week's was the initial episode, and it was all about remember, Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
And Bob Geldof, who was the founding brain behind Live Aid, how he saw this report on the BBC about the civil war in Ethiopia and the famine that it was causing, how millions were dying of starvation, and he thought that we should do something. He got together with some rock and roll friends or some pop friends in London, and next thing you know, he's inviting all these people to come to a one-night recording session. They make this, Do They Know It's Christmas, I should say. They make that, and it goes from, maybe we can make 80,000 pounds, and we'll send every penny to feed the hungry. Well, next thing you know, this thing's the number one record in the world. It raised almost $8 billion eventually. They saved literally millions of lives.
Can you pull that song up, Laura? Just right here.
Do They Know It's Christmas?
Do They Know It's Christmas? So this is not part of Live Aid, but it's kind of the same idea.
Well, the first episode was how this idea to help was the seed that said, let's go bigger, let's think bigger. Let's do a benefit concert on 2 continents, broadcast globally to over 12 million live viewers, and have every penny be donated to help these starving people in Africa. And literally, they changed U.S. foreign policy because Reagan was made aware of what was going on in Ethiopia. Changed U.S. foreign policy with regard to aid. It changed foreign policy in London. It literally lit a fuse that philanthropy through the power of stardom could really move the needle and save lives. I mean, it ended the week 1 episode with Michael Jackson calls Bob Geldof. He goes, "Hey, Bob Geldof, it's Harry Belafonte," and put Michael on the phone. And like, we want to do what you did in America, and that led to We Are the World.
Is that Farm Aid?
No, the We Are the World single. We are the world. We are.
What was that for?
You're kidding me, right?
I know the song. No, I know the song, but what was the beneficiary?
To USA for Africa. Same thing.
What was Farm Aid?
Farm Aid was for local American farmers. That's Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Cougar Mellencamp.
That was another song.
But to the point that artists could use.
Who is this singing? Is this Steve Perry?
Oh, the USA one. I'm not. I could tell you every artist of the Live Aid or the Do They Know It's Christmas. There's Michael, and Bruce was also. We are the world.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Can you still enjoy this song knowing where Michael Jackson ended up?
Oh, that's the classic age-old. Can you separate the artist and his magnificent work?
Yeah, he's very good.
From the monster.
Have you seen him do the moonwalk?
The moonwalk. It's magical. It's hard for me to hear that without conjuring up the horrific actions that
he's alleged to have done. Is it proof that he did, or is it alleged to have done? I think everybody kind of decided.
They paid a lot of money. That's usually the indication.
I can't moonwalk across my kitchen floor anymore without thinking about Michael. And every day I'm wanting to moonwalk.
So it's
all the time. I'm wanting to moonwalk everywhere, and I don't, because I think about the stuff that Michael Jackson was accused of.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I'm not going to moonwalk. I'm just going to walk normal.
Yeah.
And so I've had to do that. That's a sacrifice I've made. But those songs are classics.
They are.
And at Christmas, too. Do They Know It's Christmas?
It's still one of my all-time favorite records.
Great song.
And it was if somebody had an idea, I got some notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some skills. All I do is I write songs. I make pop songs. maybe I can use my skills to help keep some people from starving to death. And they literally changed how philanthropy is viewed and how entertainment and the value that entertainment brings to the world can be more powerful than just, temporary happiness, enjoying music.
Meanwhile, Jerry Lewis is like, I've been doing this for years, guys.
Right. When you walk in the rain, keep your head up.
He's like, why wasn't I invited to it?
Right? Can you imagine? We are the world. Sorry.
Oh, I love Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, I love Jerry Lewis.
I love Jerry Lewis. What a great guy.
The real Nutty Professor.
All right, let's play mine real fast. Those are great, by the way. Live Aid, Chuck E. Cheese, those are great.
Two great things
that
have never been paired together before.
This is the first.
Only on this show.
Both solid stuff in the 80s, though.
Yeah,
I think that's the that's the connecting tissue there. All right, Home Run Derby, that was mine. Cal Raleigh, who won the Home Run Derby Monday night.
Of course.
Here's something else. I don't know if we mentioned this at the time, but the final Home Run Derby competition was Cal Raleigh, who ends up winning, versus Junior, is it Caminero?
I think it's Caminero.
Junior Caminero. Whatever. Two great baseball games, Cal and Junior. Those are just like perfect baseball names.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better. And he ends up winning. The cool thing is the way he got into the finals. I guess technically the way he got out of the first round.
Yes.
Was kind of controversial, though, because he hit the same amount of home runs as, was it Brent Rooker? Was that the guy's name?
Yes, Rooker. Yep.
Brent Rooker, who plays for the A's. And he hit the exact same amount of home runs, which I believe was 17. And not only did they hit the same amount of home runs, but the tie goes to the longest home run.
Right.
But they both had 470-foot home runs.
Yeah, 0.50, 0.61 or something like
and
that.
That's right.
A tenth of a foot.
But Cal's was like 0.61, and the other guy's was 0.55.
Right. Okay.
And so they gave it to Cal. And if I'm Rooker, I'm pretty upset about that. Like, how do you measure
seriously
just centimeters?
Well, they use this the same computer technology they use like in tennis to see if a ball was in or out of a line.
Yep.
They've let it lasered in, and they look at the videos. And they can use like a laser measurement from this point, from we know is true zero, to the point where that ball touched down, and they instantaneously get that exact laser measurement.
I just assume that every single ball is coated in some sort of a white paint. And then wherever it hits, you just go out and look for the paint spot. Then you measure it in with just an old-fashioned
tape
measure.
Some guy at home plate.
Yeah.
Hold that's going to slow down the game.
Tension. All right, this is Cal. This is his winning home run. This is from the finals. He had 15 home runs, and this is pretty cool.
And he goes deep to center. Gone!
Cool part about
so
this
funny.
too.
They're showing on TV.
Oh, they're showing it right now.
That's so funny.
We're on top of things. The cool part about this was his dad was pitching to him.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but you can choose who's pitching to you.
Right, yeah.
It's generally somebody from your team.
The guy that throws you batting practice every day, usually.
Yeah, who you're used to. But he said, no, I want my dad. And so his dad pitched to him, and then his little brother was the catcher.
His catching, 15-year-old little brother.
So cool.
Matt, what a moment. And when you think about it, his dad's thrown him a lot more balls over his course of his life than his pitching coach has.
Yeah, but he's a little long in the tooth now, so not going to all be like he had to shrug some off.
Yeah, because Dad couldn't get him in.
Dad didn't get him in there in the right spot. Cal's like, Dad, we're on a clock here. All right, those are our favorite clips of the day. Thank you so much for your submissions. Many of you wanted the Home Run Derby, so
nice.
you lined
Well
up with
done.
me as well.
Be a man of the people.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
You listen to John Curley every afternoon. What does John listen to every morning?
Here's how I start my morning. Get my pot of coffee going, and then I turn on Seattle's Morning News. I listen to Charlie and Amanda. This is how I prep for my show, because I know those guys have, hundreds of years of experience, although Amanda looks better than Charlie. I'm going to get the straight news.
Experience matters. Seattle's Morning News, weekday mornings 6 to 9 on KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, and the KIRO News Radio app.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with some great news. I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, you guys just increased your community coverage.
That's right, Brock. We like to say we're in your neighborhood. We have you covered here at IRG. We just added 2 fantastic locations. One is in Harbor Square in the Edmonds Bowl, and the other one is in the Mill Creek Town Center, right to the entrance to Mill Creek Town Center. So we'll be able to provide fantastic care to all of us and everybody's neighborhood.
You know I love it. Expert physical and hand therapy right in your neighborhood.
That's right. We're in your neighborhood. We want to be your neighborhood family physical therapist. We'll take care of you, your family, and your neighbor.
And remember, no referral needed. Just personalized care when and where you need it. Visit irgpt.com and schedule your appointment today. With over 40 convenient locations, IRG is right in your neighborhood, and now 2 new spots as well. That's irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, and your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Save up to 25% of remaining 2024 heat pumps and air conditioners during Home Comfort Alliance warehouse clearance while supplies last. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Baumgardner. A new report says Washington State is knowingly keeping children in homes where fentanyl is being used and kids are dying. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports that the state held a surprise hearing to warn the public about those alarming numbers.
92 children have died or nearly died so far this year, many of them in homes where the drug fentanyl is used. According to the report from the State Department of Children, Youth, and Families, that's double last year's total. Critics like foster parent and nurse Jamie Williams blame the state's Keeping Families Together Act, which errs on not removing children from their home.
For too many children, this law is not keeping families together. It is sending them to an early grave.
In an emergency hearing Thursday, DCYF said instead of changes to the law, they are recommending more services for parents. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And we now know the identity of the man charged with hijacking a plane over the Vancouver airport this week. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon with more.
Authorities say the pilot, 39-year-old Shahir Kasim, now faces attempted terrorism charges. Investigators say he took control of the plane, prompting fighter jets to scramble and forcing it to land. Kasim used to fly commercially about 10 years ago, but his employer let him go after he says Kasim became convinced that the world was ending. Just one day before the hijacking, Kasim posted this on Facebook. I am a messenger of Allah. I am the Messiah sent to save humanity from climate change and usher in an era of world peace.
The suspect remains in custody today. On Wednesday, a judge ordered a mental health evaluation to determine whether he's fit for trial. 8 men with serious criminal histories are facing new charges for illegally re-entering the U.S. The U.S. Attorney's Office says they were arrested in Yakima and the Tri-Cities this week. Each had been deported before, and each has a record that includes violent or drug-related crimes. Some were recently arrested on new state charges, including arson and assault. Federal agents say they're focusing on repeat offenders who continue to break the law after returning to the U.S. The Trump administration has completed a prisoner swap today involving Venezuela and El Salvador. A senior administration official telling CBS News that 10 American nationals detained by the Maduro regime have departed Venezuela. They were exchanged for 252 Venezuelans. The Americans are now headed home, and they were being held at the notorious El Salvadorian prison since earlier this year. And now to traffic from the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This traffic report brought to you by KIRO Radio Rundown. Wow, a 3-mile-long backup still underway in Everett. We've been tracking this for the past 45 minutes. Bumper to bumper on Highway 2 with a crash blocking the right westbound lane. This is near Home Acres Road. A huge response from State Patrol and fire crews. We're working to learn more. And we're also seeing a lengthy backup on westbound I-90. This is through that Preston Falls City area along the detour. This is for the detour at SR 18, that closure under the I-90 bridges. Something to be aware of. Seattle to Everett, 56-minute commute. Linwood to Seattle, similar. And Tacoma to Olympia, still a ton of congestion. We have seen this for the past couple hours, but right now that track will take you about an hour 20. You can text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. You can get the latest news and updates from your very favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. And now for a weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. I hope you're enjoying that cool down because it's here to stay for the next couple days. Cloud cover in the forecast for today. I'm looking at it right now, as well as for this weekend. Seattle's current skies come with a temperature of 69 degrees to our south. Federal Way at 71. Olympia, 71 as well. I'm Gwen Baumgardner, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I was just browsing around the internets over the break, and I saw a story posted, just funny memes. These memes about this couple caught on the kiss cam. Over the top, super hilarious. It's kind of the stuff we all want to watch on the internet.
Yeah, it's other people's misery, though, but it is.
Yeah.
No,
it's awful.
I feel bad,
awful.
too. I'm laughing my brains out with this stuff.
Listen to this. Somebody posted, there was a New York Times post that said, what do tickets cost to see Coldplay at their upcoming show? And New York Post had the answer, but then somebody posted on that with a response. It says, your house and half of your 401k.
$500 million AI company. Yeah.
Crazy,
no
crazy. Super funny. All right. Speaking of bizarre, this is bizarre. This is the internet, and the internet giveth and it taketh away. And it has given this really strange clip. The context for this is a little explanation needed, because the soundbite we're about to play for you doesn't have all the context, but it's just a startling admission. In Erie City, PA, there is a city council having a meeting, and they're discussing a local homicide that happened. Is that right, Laura? Local homicide that happened. Community wants answers.
Basically, this guy was sitting in his car. He was approached by a parole officer. He starts driving away from the parole officer. Parole officer grabs onto the car and fires multiple shots at him while he's being dragged by the car, killing the guy. This has really raised all kinds of community rallies, protests, big funeral, because, it's a police shooting.
And then the reason we're playing you this audio is just kind of wild. The city council president, who's a guy by the name of Mel Witherspoon, took this opportunity to read the audience of the city council meeting in on some of his history. And Spike, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it sounds like he's admitting to a murder from years and years ago when he was only 17 years old. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, there was a public comment at the city council meeting, about 2 hours worth of public comment, and it came up that council president Witherspoon didn't attend any of these public functions or protests or memorials for this man who had been shot.
Oh, so he's explaining himself.
He's explaining why he was never seen at. Why weren't you in support of this community and police violence? Blah 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 blah.
Gotcha. So then listen to this explanation he gives. It's pretty well. And just imagine you're sitting there and you're listening, and
this guy better have a good reason
the city
for not
council president
supporting the community.
Says this and admits to this. Yeah. Listen to this. Oh, do we have? Oh, I have it here. I'm sorry. That's me. I should be playing it.
You didn't see me at the rally, and nor did you see me at the funeral, because it brought some things back to me that I thought was gone. I'm 17. I'm involved with a gang, the largest gang in Newark, New Jersey. And the guys came to my room and we got high. They left. I had the clip in my gun. Nick came in my room. I said, Nick, I can blow your head off. He said, go ahead. And I did.
What?
I shot him in the head point blank, this close. I stayed in jail. One night, I never went to court. I went back to basketball. How did that happen? Because I had a family member, one of my uncles. He was involved with one of the families. That family made a call, and I was out the next day.
Can you pause it there, Laura? I believe he's referring in that clip when he talks about family. He goes on to talk about family. I believe he refers to them as like kind of a mafia family. Is that right? So somebody makes a call and he gets out the next day and he goes back to his life. So there was never, it doesn't appear as if there was ever any investigation into it or there was any charges. Trial for it.
Somebody made a phone call and this 17-year-old kid who shot somebody in the head point blank walked away and never paid a consequence, never faced justice.
I bet you people have questions about this.
A
lot of the comments on this story were like, all right, is there a statute of limitations on murder? Because there are certain crimes that if nothing happens to you in a certain amount of time, it goes away, statute of limitations. In this case, in Pennsylvania, according to their laws, there's no statute of limitations for murder or voluntary manslaughter. So he made this claim, and he could still face prosecution for this. So he's now publicly admitted to it. I imagine that this will lead to an investigation of some sort. This just happened, a day ago. I imagine this will lead to an investigation. Wouldn't this be wild if they ended up arresting this guy and he ends up going to jail for a murder?
And this isn't, and It would be. It'd be.
I mean,
it's
isn't that what should happen?
That's exactly what should happen. There should be some. I mean, was this guy just blowing smoke? Was he telling tall tales about his days as a gang member?
I think there's ways to verify.
There is, and there's ways they better be verifying this. And there's a video of this guy that's on social media.
Yeah,
this isn't like some fabricated. That's not me. I didn't say that. There's you saying that. AI is good, but it ain't this good. I got this guy on video confessing to shooting somebody in the head and getting away with it because he had a family member who was mobbed up.
What did he think was going to happen when he admitted this? Because he's only admitting this because he's under criticism for not being more involved.
Well, this was
in the community.
This was a less of an issue than not going to a funeral. Oh, I had a good reason for not going. I whacked the guy, and it's still too new. I got PTSD. It brought back old memories.
Everyone's like, "Wait, what?
Huh?
What did you just say?"
And you're looking at the court reporter. Tell me you got that.
Yeah,
I got that. Okay, good.
Wait a minute. Did you just admit to killing a guy?
He did.
Crazy. So yeah,
it wasn't ambiguous about anything.
No, he says we don't know. I mean, the circumstances sound like he was high. It sounds like he was high with his buddy, and his buddy says, "You bet you can't shoot me in the head," and then he does. And then a day later, he's out of jail and back at school playing basketball. He says
his uncle was mobbed up.
Because his uncle had family / mafia, made a call, and he was out the next day. This is just one of those stories that just what a wild turn of events. In the middle of a city council, this guy admits this secret, and he's not a young guy either. I'll bet you this guy's probably, if I had to guess by age, I'd say late 60s, maybe early 70s.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah.
So we're talking about something that happened close to 50 years ago, probably.
Pennsylvania, the statute of limitations. This one's not too far enough in the rearview mirror.
No, it never is.
President Witherspoon.
Unbelievable. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your text messages and stuff next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You listen to the John Curley Show every afternoon. What does John listen to every morning?
I listen to Charlie and Manda, get my pot of coffee going, then turn on Seattle's Morning News, and I begin to build my show that way. And you want straight news without opinion, just giving it to you with the facts. There's only one place to go, Seattle's Morning News.
The perfect bookends to your daily commute. Seattle's Morning News and the John Curley Show on KIRO News Radio. Download the KIRO News Radio app to listen anytime.
Homeowners, protect your biggest investment now with Integrity Roofing and Construction. Get ahead of the summer rush. Integrity is your family-owned, award-winning roofing and construction company, and they're ready to give your home the protection it deserves. Integrity offers a complete in-house construction division for all your projects. Integrity Roofing is known for top-notch service, award-winning service, and on-site project management that makes every process easy. Beat the summer rush and call Integrity today at 206-202-ROOF. Get a free estimate. You can find them online, including all their stellar reviews at integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Seattle Children's is leading the fight against pediatric cancer with groundbreaking research in immunotherapy. It reprograms a child's own T cells to hunt down and destroy cancer. It's hope, powered by science. But here's the truth. Pediatric cancer research is drastically underfunded. That's why Safeway is stepping up, and you can too. G. Scott here asking you to say yes to donating to ImmunoHeroes next time you're at Safeway checkout. Together, we can help fight cancer for all kidkind.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
It's a new year, but many seniors are struggling with the same old problem: high prices and rising property taxes. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, and he says a reverse mortgage may be the answer.
Many seniors cannot afford to stay in the home they love. A reverse mortgage gives them access to equity in their home without having to sell. They can pay off their mortgage if they have one and maybe pull some extra cash out of their home. And best of all, they have no mortgage payment the rest of their life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Over 400 tariff-free new Kias are available now at Kia of Everett with easy lease and financing options. Experience simple, easy, fun at Kia of Everett today.
So why don't you speed? I've had one too many close calls on the road, and then I learned the facts.
It's dangerous to drive too fast.
It's true. 1 in 3 fatal crashes involve speeding.
Most people try to be safe, but speeding is dangerous.
You know, the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop.
The faster you drive, the harder you'd hit someone. Slower speeds save lives.
Please drive the speed limit so everyone is safe. Learn more at togetherwegetthere.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. A lot of great text messages today. A lot of great messages on the YouTube page as well. Make sure you get over there, click on it, like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to it. That helps us out. We appreciate it. We started the show talking about the Air India flight. We learned that the control for the fuel gauge, the fuel line.
Fuel lines for both engines.
Was switched off, which we have now been privy to from a report that came out. They're still trying to determine why you would ever switch those off. Was it by accident? Was it something malicious? Was it a murder-suicide? They just don't know yet. Perhaps they might never know. But we had a lot of opinions about this. Let's just get right into it. Laura, go for it.
206 says whether it was a mechanical error or human error, this plane has been the property of Air India for a number of years, maintained by the airline, flown by pilots they trained. When does the airplane stop being the responsibility of Boeing? They build the airplane, they do not maintain it, nor do they train the pilots.
It's a good question. I think, obviously, with something that's so vital, like any part of the airline, that any part of the plane that could cause a loss of flying, I would put on Boeing. They need to make sure that those things are maintained. But obviously, Air India needs to keep these things updated.
Yeah,
but that doesn't sound like that's the issue.
There's a question if it was a design or a production flaw. That's always a question with a Boeing product. And now I think with
that was initially, yeah.
Yeah,
now
when it's in question, it's a Boeing story. When it moves on past that, then Boeing, you're right. Boeing's not responsible here.
From what I've read, and from what I think we've all kind of felt this now, is it doesn't feel like this is a Boeing problem.
Right,
this feels like a pilot error.
But that's relatively new information given what we talked about this morning.
Yep. Go for it, Spike.
253 says someone that knows how to shut off the fuel also knows exactly what happens when it is done. It was intentional. It is intentional. And there's only reason why someone would do that during a flight. And that's the speculation we arrived at this morning. We'll know more as they uncover more and release more information.
Wall Street Journal thought the same.
Yeah.
All right. We asked the question: should they put cameras in the cockpit? Because of pilots' unions, they don't want. They have privacy issues with there being cameras constantly filming them, even though they do have already the black box, which records everything you say, and every movement you make, every switch you toggle. It's all recorded into the black box. But why not cameras? 718 says, Jake and Spike, my husband drives a garbage truck. Every single thing he does is video recorded all day long. They get awards when they stop for deer. If a garbage man is videotaped during the 8-hour shift, why not a pilot who has other people's lives in his hands? That's a great question. I actually use garbage men as an example of stuff where
people who don't need to be
filmed.
Right.
I didn't even know they were filmed.
They are filmed.
But they're filmed, it sounds like, and that's good for garbage men, and I don't know why pilots can't also be filmed.
Cletus in Federal Way says, what privacy are pilots expected to have in a public workplace while working? There isn't a grocery store cashier in the country that isn't being watched by 1 to 3 cameras every shift.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. And like in retail, think about retail shops.
Yeah, they watch everything
filmed.
everywhere. Nick and Everett says most truckers are video recorded now unless they own their own truck.
True.
Yeah, safety matters and liability matters.
David in 253, as a truck driver who works for a company that has cameras inside planes sound like a good idea. I'm operating a very heavy vehicle that can kill people, and so are they. Our camera only activates if there's some kind of incident like hitting the brakes too hard, rolling a stop sign, or going 15 miles an hour over speed.
Wow.
You can find a lot of videos online where a truck gets into an accident and you can see the view from inside the cab. We should have more privacy concerns than they do, considering, in my case, I live in this truck 5 days a week. Very interesting.
Wow, 253 says Republic Services, those who are right now striking some places, include inward-facing cameras in their vehicles. Their instruments detect distracted driving, fatigue, or unsafe behavior via AI analytics. The camera has a voice, too. Even if you're just reaching for your water bottle on a hot day, it might call you out for distracted driving.
Unbelievable.
Damn, that's a nanny state.
Yeah, it's like a co-pilot. And again, I need it less in a garbage truck. But they're right. They're operating big, heavy machinery that is interacting with the public. We want to make sure they're safe.
You asked the question, why don't pilots have cameras? It seems pretty ridiculous that they don't at this point.
Absolutely. On the loss of public funding for public media, 253 says NPR makes an effort to get all sides to a story. I've been listening for many years along with other news agencies, and NPR and PBS are more than news. Interesting.
Yeah. Max in 425 says, I assume there are less conservatives in journalism as Republicans tend to go into lucrative fields.
That's funny.
Oh, true.
It's also true.
Boy, yeah.
Steve in downtown Seattle says, I could be completely wrong, but I've read that federal funding is only 5% of KUOW. Surely they can go without this 5% and or make up the difference from wealthy donors. Public broadcasting should compete, just like any other radio station.
Yeah, I think the number for NPR, last time I saw it was like 8 to 10% or something.
Well, KUOW is 5% of federal funding. KKNW, I think the other one locally in town is 8%.
KKX.
Yeah, that's it. But we're talking about like the local, the remote little tiny stations in little tiny cities.
Yeah.
They get up to 40% of their funding from the federal government. It's going to impact them.
But they're getting all their programming from national. Most of it's a national news coverage.
Yeah, and what we'll lose is the local then. That's the thing. They'll still get national stories.
Of local.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how much local news. How much local news. Well, you don't live where the buses don't run. There are towns out there where the buses don't run.
Where the buses don't run, those towns are not tuning into NPR. I guarantee you.
Ray
They're
in
not
Bellevue
tuning into NPR.
says NPR provides radio to many areas that commercial radio doesn't provide because it doesn't turn a profit, much like rural electrification and internet have required some federal funding to provide access to all.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe these tiny little
we learn
farmer
every day.
towns
Hey.
are just tuning into Morning Edition or whatever the NPR shows every day.
There's a story we read from today. I think it was at Como News. It might have been the Seattle Times story about the NPR funding cuts that refer to small stations in central Washington where they translate emergency warning systems into Spanish for a very Spanish-speaking community.
Okay.
And those are local people who are doing that, and they're the ones whose salaries are subjected to these federal cuts. So you could be losing bilingual emergency notifications to small communities.
I'll leave you the last word on that.
No worries,
Jeffrey in Vashon Island says, perhaps this is possibly worth considering. This is from Jeffrey in Vashon Island. Public broadcasting leans towards the truth, and the truth leans left.
What a nut job.
That's from Jeffrey on
I
Vashon
love this
Island.
guy.
Typical Vashon Islander.
Love this guy.
Hey, Jeffrey, stay on Vashon Island, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Very last one. Quickly, Spike, you pick.
Oh, Oh, no, I'm not going to do the self-serving one about the Impalers playing tomorrow in Lakewood. I'll skip that one. On Chuck E.
Where
Cheese.
are you playing on Lakewood?
We're playing Lakewood City Park, their Facebook page. I don't know off the top of my head. I got to read a map. It's Lakewood Summerfest tomorrow afternoon.
What time?
I think we're on at 6 o'clock.
Spike and the Impalers?
Spike and the Impalers.
Lakewood?
Yeah.
Let's end on that. That's good news. Let's end on good news.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fantastic. I love it.
But I got to say, it wasn't Tom Waits or Randy Newman that were singing those Chuck E. Cheese commercials. Somebody asked.
No, it wasn't. Randy Newman's would have been good.
I love that guy.
All right. Thank you guys so much. This has been a blast this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Wyatt, great job on the board. Lauren, Spike, it's been a pleasure. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for John Curley. We'll see you back here on Monday. Bye-bye.
Ah, summer in the Puget Sound region. Hanging at the beach. A nice coffee on a long walk with the pooch. And so much time sitting in traffic every weekend, literally going nowhere.
We've all felt it. Big construction projects are underway across the region, and I can help you get around the big delays.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru. Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust stable